Okay, we're good. I'm going to log in real quick and just make sure that this is running. Welcome to you. No, get out of here, Conan. I'm trying to do a thing, Conan. Conan, please. Please? No, I don't want domino ads, bro. Help me. Cool. All right. This is up and running on YouTube. We're going to switch over to Twitch now, starting that up. Boink. Again, this really doesn't affect these particular streams, but I did make it bigger. Rather, I added to the bandwidth allotted for the streams so that... That was weird. Hell yeah. Hell yeah! There we go. Okay, we're good to go. I'm going to open chat on... I almost said PlayStation. On YouTube over here. Specifically because... Take me home so I can be live. Boom, here we go. Because there's icons and stuff I want to be able to use. But everything seems to be running. Both Twitch and YouTube are now live. Some things I want to get out of the way before I even start the rest of the stream or anything like that. That's a weird noise. So some things have changed on Twitch. Those of you that are hanging out on Twitch right now, when you open the chat, we don't have beatdown points anymore. We now have pass down lore. That's what the Twitch channel currency is going to be called from now on. I feel like it fits more of the theme better these days, since we are doing lots of D&D stuff and Magic the Gathering stuff lately. The pass down lore seems like a better option, so we're going to go with pass down lore. The icon is actually something I made for delving into your DMs. So I also feel like this kind of brings Twitch further forward into like what I'm working on more these days. In addition to changing Beatdown Points 2.0 to pass down lore, there is now another option in lore pass down. It's on the high end of the spectrum, but since these streams are generally longer, I feel like people are going to be here longer, so it's pretty easy to get lore passed down pretty quickly. But for 2K, you can now suggest a piece of homebrew, and that'll pop up, and that's something that I can look at later. It'll give you an option to put in the link for it, and that means you can add it to the bookmarks. We can talk about it on a later episode. So I'm pretty happy about that. There's also new icons on Twitch. I unfortunately haven't added any new icons on YouTube, but on Twitch, a couple episodes ago, we added Angie, which is the raccoon from our Tiny Races supplement that we looked at. And I also added a murmur emote. So he can come judge the chat as well. Those two are follower emotes. For Twitch subs, I added an animated emote since they really just want GIFs that are animated. So I put in a winking wolf. It's just wink. So now there's 3 icons. 2 of them are for followers, so Murmur and Angie. And then there's 1 new emote for Twitch subs, which is a winking wolf. So you can type in Hyro Angie, Hyro Murmur, and Hyro Wink to get those 3 new emotes, which is totally fine by me. Some other things just to get out of the way for this one. I did, while I was editing Twitch stuff and stuff like that. One of the things that I wanted to check out were how tiers work on Twitch, because as I've said before and in past streams, Twitch is going to change the way that they deal with streams, like they're changing the prices. So what I went and did is I just wanted to make sure that you couldn't manually set any of the tiers. Twitch is going to be its own thing. I can't really give away the same stuff that I would if you became a YouTube member or a patron on Patreon, which is unfortunate, but it is technically a different platform. So you can become a paid sub if you want to on Twitch, but you won't necessarily get the benefits that you would if you became a YouTube member or a patron on Patreon. You'd just be supporting me and the rest of the DM Roundtable crew, which is nice. So I don't have to worry about editing any of those, which is cool. I have like a whole list of things to go down before we actually start tonight. I am sorry that I haven't been doing the clerical streams last week. Last week I just didn't have the time or the mental bandwidth to devote to any of the clerical streams, but I should be doing some more of them this week. So come on, tune in, come have fun with us, or with me. Just body double for me, y'all. Like, I just need someone there to bounce things off of while I'm working, and it makes me work so much better, so much faster, so much more efficiently, really. What other things do I have to talk about? What else is on my agenda for today? Oh, for tonight's episode, this is still technically a DM roundtable, but DM Lakara is out, has baby things to deal with. DM Shin is sick, so he may or may not show up, and Dungeon Mommy will show up, but later. So it is still technically a DM roundtable, but I will be running it solo for at least a little bit tonight. And then I finally did make a new text channel in the Discord. So if you guys want to come hang out and talk to us about TTRPGs, there is now a Tabletop Schmabletop channel within the Okami Kure Discord that we can talk about any kind of TTRPGs. As I'm going through stuff that I have, I'm actually sharing stuff that's free and maybe not so free, but that I've paid for at some point in there. So it's also a cool way just to get some extra stuff if that's what you're into. And if you just want to chat about TTRPGs and stuff you've done, that is the place for it. So yeah, please come on and do this. Come on over, have some fun with us. I needed to open this because I'll probably be using it sooner or later. I think that's all the extra stuff that I should be talking about on the agenda. So I'm going to wait until 8 on the dot to actually start. But I will say that the very first thing we're going to be taking a look at today is a background by Monkey DM. So this is a backgrounds feats episode. We're going to do backgrounds and then feats until I either run out of backgrounds to share or run out of feats to share, and then we change that off, and maybe it gets removed from the poll, the weekly poll, at some point. But for right now, I still have a couple more backgrounds, a couple more feats. I will share the link for those of you who are in the Twitch chat and those of you who watch the VOD later. This is the link for Failed Revolutionary by Monkey DM. It is also in the Compendium of Greed, but I don't have the whole Compendium of Greed, so we're just looking at this today. But I will share that link, and then I will pin it for 30 minutes. This way, yep, we're good. Okay. This way, those of you who come into Twitch chat can figure out where we are and come join us, follow along. Those of you in YouTube chat, the link is in the description below for the two things that I expect to get through today. If there's more stuff, I will share the links in both the chats separately just so that you guys have some way of following along with us. Because I'd hate for you not to be able to look at things in case we skip over the words or something on something, and you want to go check it out. I don't want to take that away from you, so I will do my best to share those. That's also on my agenda. Want to make sure that everybody can follow along how they want to follow along. I will wait until 8 to really start, which is pretty okay. I mean, I said we would start at 8. I definitely want everyone to be in here while we're doing stuff and what have you. I suspect Dungeon Mommy will show up probably a half hour or so in, maybe 45 minutes in. So I'll probably be running the Failed Revolutionary background solo, but that's fine. It's not like I haven't streamed by myself before. Also, if the background music is too low or too loud, please let me know. For me, it's okay. It's just chilling in the background, and looking at the levels in the mixer, it looks like it's pretty okay, levels wise. But if you guys or gals don't think so, please do let me know. I will change the unpin. No, I think 30 minutes is good, because being that it's a background, I'm probably going to run through it pretty quick. I already shared it in the DM chat, so if any of them do join me, they will know where to find this item, and they can come get it too! I realized that I didn't open the repository earlier. Chances are some of this stuff is going to end up in the repository, so I want to make sure that the repository is open. And remember, you guys too can get access to the repository at the $3 tiers on both YouTube and Patreon. You get access to this, and you get access to the D&D music overhaul sheet. That being said, I'm going to hit this button so that the YouTube live control panel stops bothering me for the rest of the stream. Just threw in a quick ad there. I think the vast majority of the people who watch my stuff are also running ad blockers, so I'm not worried about an ad popping up stopping any of you guys from getting anything done. I don't think it's too much of a problem. Oh, it popped up on my phone, which I'm using. Interesting. Okay, I'm using my phone as an extra screen at the moment. I try to leave it up in front of the chat where it's in the way. But with that, we can start because it is 8. So first thing we're looking at today is the Failed Revolutionary background. This is from Monkey DM, so you know it's probably pretty good. It is in the Compendium of Greed, which is a huge set of homebrew that Monkey DM released, but I don't have access to that. So we're just going to look at this one background. We already said you're a failed revolutionary. You tried to start to raise the proletariats up, to rise up and seize means of production and stuff like that, but you failed. And honestly, this is a pretty, like, just having that alone as your background is pretty good for starting a character off. Like, that's a pretty good thing, like a pretty good way to say why you're an adventurer. Like, oh, you tried to change things and it didn't work out that way, but now you're trying a different way. Because again, like, the average person isn't going out of their way to become an adventurer. It is an inherently, like, fatally dangerous job. So the average Joe Schmo does not want to become an adventurer. They want to live. Sure, it'd be nice to make some money, but again, they want to live. So this makes sense. Like, you tried, and now you're going to have to try in a different way. So if you have this as your background, you're going to start with proficiencies in history and then your choice of deception or persuasion. So you get 2 skill proficiencies. For tool proficiencies, you're going to get 2 types of artisan tools, any ones of your choice. So like maybe your guy was out there like mending clothes and stuff, like designing uniforms for people. Maybe they made weapons. Maybe they made art that showed you like guillotining the upper crust of society. So you get that, and then your equipment is you get 1 set of artisan's tools. So you might have 2 types, but you only are starting by carrying 1. Working clothes, an old punch card, which I guess technically depending on your system, like you can swap that in or out. Some systems, most systems probably don't have a punch card, though I know that there were definitely uh, analog punch card systems at some point. I just don't think they were using them in like what we would consider medieval times. And you start with 5 gold. That's pretty generous. I mean, usually the backgrounds let you start off with like 1 to 10 gold. So if you're a failed revolutionary, it's the fact that you've only lost like, if you consider 10 starting gold like a great point, like you've only lost half of it, you're not doing too bad. And the feature you get, so usually your background gives you some feature, like some ability that you can use in roleplay or combat or something like that. This one is Beloved Worker. So commoners, farmers, and other workers will willingly share information they know and put you in contact with others who might know more. They'll also be favorable to your advice and work alongside you in organizing rallies, distractions, or petitions. So this is like a super great role play feature. Like this will allow you to get help when you're just like going through a new town, new place. Even if you've never been there before, like you have stuff about you that makes other people inherently trust you. They're going to be of like the lower classes, generally speaking, of a town, but sometimes that's better than hanging out with the aristocracy. This is a very, very role play heavy feature. Like if you and your DM work together on this, it's great. And then you have your suggested traits. Again, we always say like, hey, you could have plenty of traits. Like you could use these, you could roll for them, you could just select one that you like. But for better or worse, the average player, especially if they've been playing TTRPGs, Dungeons and Dragons for a while, like they don't necessarily use the traits listed here for your, well, they don't use your personality trait, your ideal, your bond, or your flaw, because they already have like kind of an idea for how to play the character. When you're brand new to TTRPGs, when you're brand new to D&D, it may help you to use the suggested traits. Um, like it'll help you, it gives you a sort of goal, like a something to focus on when you're playing your character, especially if you're less confident in your role playing ability than like other players at the table, or if you're brand new to tabletop role playing games. These may help you focus on something, like get better, have less fears because you have like a task, a goal to accomplish. So personality traits, uh, number 1 would make total sense for this character. Also, if you just have, if you're a high charisma character, you might want to do this anyway, but you always greet everyone in every room you enter and learn all of their names. That is number 1 cool, like it's very role play heavy and what have you, but also it's great if you're the kind of person who's playing this character that takes notes, because if you remember the characters, every character that's been in a room's name, and you have notes, you can help your DM figure out what crazy stupid name they came up with on the fly later on when they forget about it. Happens way more often than you think. You carry around the biography of a leader you admire and read from it obsessively. That's also cool, like world building wise. If a job lasts longer than 6 to 8 hours, I'll stop and leave. Okay, okay. I mean, I don't really know too many people who role play the adventuring portion as a 6 to 8 hour job, but if it's regular jobs in the city, like if they're a cleric and pers- they s- they like do tasks in other towns when they're there, maybe that makes sense. I wake up at the same time every day without fail. That also makes sense. I would assume it's going to be you're an early riser with this particular background. I give fun work-related nicknames to all my friends and co. Okay, that one I really like because not only have you learned everyone's name, but like you can come up with something on the fly. That one might be a little harder to actually act out, to actually use. Um, but that could also be super, super clever. 7 also makes a lot of sense. There's got to be a reason why you're trying to overthrow the top class, the nobles. So you might hate them. I mean, yeah, that tracks. And 8, I never tip, instead asking the owners of establishments to increase wages. I That is a very like specific personality trait, but I can't imagine that working 9 times out of 10. Unless it makes all the employees like rise up, I can't imagine it works. The ideal suggestions, there's only 6 of the ideals, the bonds, and the flaws, where there was 8 personality trait suggestions. But ideal, you can have equality, everyone's equal and deserve the same opportunities. And these are sometimes related to alignments. So that would be a neutral alignment. Anarchy, the system only hinders and hurts us. We require complete and utter freedom. Chaotic. You just want to bring the system down just because. Dignity. I wish for no one to live in poverty, but a dignified life where they can afford what they need. Good. That would be amazing. I wish life were like that in real life. Reversal. It's not enough that the previous powers that be are destroyed. I want to be put in charge and take over. That's definitely evil. Like, I will take over and I will make things worse for them than it was for me. They've hurt me and I will hurt them twice as badly in return. Control. No one should be unchecked and allowed to do as they wish with those beneath them. Lawful. Yeah. If you got to stick up your butt, paladin, control makes a lot of sense. And the last one's community. I wish for people to be allowed to bond and work together. Bringing people together is what leads to a better future. Good aligned ideal. That makes sense. Now, for bonds, you've got, oh, someone I love died of exhaustion while part of the system, so I'm going to tear it down. Oh, this is revenge. I worked with someone I respected only to find out they were actually a devil in disguise. Ooh, that could be so cool. You know who else would love that? Our buddy Murmur would love that. I finally got the button working. Yes. Yes. Hey guys, I'm just here to judge you. I'm just here to judge. I'm just here to judge. All right, Murmur, you can go away for now. Uh, my family once had a business we could live off of until larger companies drove us out. Oh, that's not. They had me in the first half, and then I was like, huh? No. Oh, all right. I guess that makes sense. I refused to stand back and let others be hurt, misused, or underpaid, so I was dispatched. Oh, you're striking back at the top because they made it incredibly difficult for your family to live. That's okay. And you once refused to aid in a revolution, which led to horrible consequences. Oh. Hmm. That's a different take than the rest of this on what being a failed revolutionary is. Like when the time came, you were like, "Oh no, this is too dangerous. I'm out." And now everybody's dead because of you. Ooh. You have something to atone for. Ooh. I stole something from an old employer to prove their guilt, and now they're hunting me down. Oh, okay. The Pinkertons came after you. You pissed off Watsy. Okay. And then your flaws. I only pretend to care for others to get ahead in life. Oh, so this would be if you wanted to take your skill proficiency in deception, probably your flaw would be you're only pretending to care about others. I can instigate people, but rarely find the courage. Oh, so you get them to fight for you. That could honestly be helpful. Like that could lead you to become a crime boss or something like that. I refuse help from anyone at the top and think oh, okay. I'm not gonna, no one better off than me societally. I will take help. Okay, okay, okay. Whenever things are about to change, I get that. Okay, that could be a good reason why you're a failed revolutionary. You thought you were doing what was right, and then you kind of sort of chickened out. Oh, man, that sucks, dude. I always dash in alone, expecting others to follow me. I am, after all, a man of the people. This is me when I play video games. Please, just walk forward. Please, follow me into battle. Please, please, please. Not to go off too far on a tangent, but I started playing Star Wars Hunters on the Switch, and the first healer character you get can only heal people that are within their physical proximity. So I'm trying to heal my teammates, but they're all running away from me. So I have to waste my mobility option to catch them so that I can heal them. And then when enemies pop up, they all run away and leave me there. And I'm like, I'm dead because of you. You could have just hung out with me instead of using your mobility options to get away from me. I'm trying to help you. Please, let me help you. That also could be true in D&D. There's tons of times in any TTRPG really. There's been so many times where you see like one person in the party's like, I'm gonna single out a barbarian here, but it doesn't have to be the barbarian. Usually it's not our barbarian who does this, at least in the game that I'm currently running. Like it's not our barbarian who falls into this trope, but there's often one player in the party that's like, yeah, I'm gonna go in, and the rest of the party's like, no, and they go in, and now everyone is like, oh shoot. Oof. Oof. And the last one is I never leave anyone behind, no matter how many times they've betrayed me or how much I need to sacrifice. Oh, that's a good flaw for any good character. Okay. Technically, I guess you'd be neutral in that case. Naively good, maybe. But that was everything in the failed revolutionary background. I don't think that this is. I think this is a very well balanced. This is a very well balanced background. It doesn't give you too much. It has really good additions to roleplay, especially, and I like that. I want to go with it. So I'm going to add this to the repository in the link list for backgrounds. This is the failed revolutionary. It's going on in, make it a link. Blink, blink, blink. Nice. Failed revolutionary, you are in there now, bud. Okay, so that being said, we are done with this first one. So we're going to move on to some feats. But the next one is, let me now unpin this. Boink. The next one, also found on Reddit, but let me also get rid of this here because it's already in there. Also found on Reddit, but there is a more updated version of it on TheVenturePress's Patreon. So I actually am going to be using the PDF version of this in order to show you guys what these feats are. So, that being said, if you'll give me one moment, I'm going to switch this over to... Boop. There we go. Nice. That's basically it, right? You guys have a little bit cut off on the right side, but I actually think that that is fine. It's so weird that it's just like, it's never just the right size of the screen, which is so weird. But we've got this up and running, so give me 1 sec just to write down some timestamps as we move on to Monk Feats by VenturePress. I will also change the music real quick, so give me 1 sec to do that. I have an idea. Oh, I can't use that one. Ah, here we go. Ah! 1 moment. I could have used that one, but it is we'll say a licensed track, so let's not do it here. All right, let me write that down. I will bump up the volume a little bit because I can't hear it. If it gets a little too loud, just let me know. But I think this is pretty fitting for, okay, that might be a little bit loud. It had a hard start, but I think this is fine. All right, we got some monk feats. Now, one of the really cool things about this specifically, I'm going to share this in the Twitch chat. So this is Monk Feat cards by TheVenturePress. I will pin that for 30 minutes. 3. There you go. That's now up there. For those of you in the DM chat, that's in. Second option. Second thing today. But yeah. Pop this bad boy back open. Got Monk Feat cards. So some pretty cool art. Oh. Let me see how much of it is cut off. Not that much. I don't think there's going to be any text on that side, so it's fine. So, one thing that I always like to tell people, one thing that I think is very important, is that I don't think you should be limited to learning feats when you're playing any kind of TTRPG, especially D&D though. I don't think you should be limited to learning feats only in your only at like your 4, 8, 12, 16 level ups. Like when you would normally have ASI or feat, and now 1 D&D or whatever they want to call it, they're basically making it like this is your feat time instead of your ASI time. But I don't think you should only be limited to those times to get feats. I'm a big proponent of learning feats during downtime, or alternatively, if your character does something amazing in the campaign, having your DM be like, hey, you just gained a feat, you just learned something new. So this is actually super cool because the idea is that each of these feats can be taught, like you can perform some kind of act, some kind of test for some master somewhere out in the world and learn these feats, which is super cool. You could even make your entire camp, like if you just run a campaign of all monks, this could be the whole campaign. You just go from monastery to monastery trying to learn these abilities, or making sure that one person in your group at least can learn each of these abilities. I think this is a super cool way to deal with feats. This is very, very cool. So, basically, you, in order to, doesn't necessarily tell you exactly what they are here, but you have tests, so you can do one of these tests or all of these tests, and that is how you gain this new feat. Not necessarily that you have to do it that way, but this is a pretty cool idea in and of itself. So like the test of the ascent, You have to complete a pilgrimage to a sacred landmark. Okay, determination, you got to get a relic from a deadly trap-infested dungeon. Introspection, you got to spend 1d10 weeks without speaking. I cannot, while that would be cool and all, for you to actually do this playing the game, like when you're with your party, when you're playing with your group, that would be awful. To have one character who just never speaks. I feel like that's such a challenge on a meta level because it'll often make it feel like either that player feels like they're not allowed to participate, or the rest of the group's going to be like, well, you're not improving what's going on, so I can't like abide by that kind of deal specifically, unless you have some kind of telepathy or something like that. Then I can understand it. But I feel like trying to play for 1d10 weeks without speaking is going to be a hassle on multiple fronts. Might, you have to slay a spirit guardian of CR equal to double their level. That's kind of cool. Just gotta punch this dude down. Resolve, the pupil must best a paladin of a specific... Oh, that's an interesting one. You gotta beat this guy at their own game. Oh, interesting. That also could be like a whole story arc for your character. It's cool. Selflessness. The people must rid themselves of all worldly possessions. Again, if you were to do that by while actually playing Dungeons and Dragons, that would be awful. I don't suggest that one is cool for playing. It might be a cool moment, but if I was a player and I just got, like, I finally hit all the items that fill up my attunement slots, like I'm decked out and I had to give it all away, I would be so mad. Unless the twist was you give it away and then you get it all back plus more. Ooh. Sufficiency. The pupil must survive 1d10 weeks with no supplies or possessions. That could be interesting or could be incredibly frustrating. Again, if you're like in that same position where your character's finally decked out the way you wanted them to be. They have all their attunement slots filled. They've got all this stuff going for them, and then you take it away. Ooh, I would also be mad. I would be so mad. Temperance. The pupil must engage in 1d10 combats without oh no. If you were in a party and that was your thing, and okay, granted, if this is actually a test, like if this is a temperance test, there's got to be some other win condition than just hitting. If your DM isn't imaginative enough to come up with any win condition besides drop this guy's HP to 0 by whacking him as hard as you can, this one will be a nightmare. Not just for you, because you as the player in this particular situation, you're going to be like, well, I can do this to hurt them. And the DM's going to be like, nah, you're still going to have to punch them. And you're with your party, and the rest of the party has to punch while you just evade. Ooh, this would be very frustrating. So that one I can take either way. You got to have an imaginative enough DM that they can sort of flesh out the encounters, make sure that there's more than one way for them to end. Again, any real good DM, there's multiple ways for everything to end. The first one is Enhanced Deflection, prereq at least 4 levels in the Monk class. You have a heightened awareness that allows you to intercept any incoming dangers. You can use your reaction to deflect a melee attack. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus your dex modifier plus your monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can spend 1 key point to make an unarmed strike against the source of the attack as part of the same reaction, if they're within your reach. This would have been amazing if we hadn't looked at this before the stuff for 1D&D came out, because 1D&D is essentially going to include this. Your monks can now deflect projectiles, they can deflect energy, they can deflect melee attacks. So this one, if you're playing an old style monk from the 2014 rulebook, this is pretty cool. But if you make a new monk, you're going to have the new rules, and you basically already have this built in. So I don't think I'm going to include this in the Feats rules because it's in my repository because it's pretty much already there. Next up, we have Enlightenment. I think all the prereqs for this are going to be at least 4 levels in the monk class because this is when you would normally get your first feat, which is honestly, having that be the prereq is a detriment to how cool it was that you can go perform a test to learn a feat. Unless you're playing milestones specifically, and this just happens to be when you level up, it's a detriment that you're saying you have to be at least 4 levels, meaning you're supposed to get this when you take your feat or your ASI feat instead of your ASI at level 4. I don't like that. But for Enlightenment, you attain a transcendent level of spiritual insight that elevates your mind beyond its worldly confines. You gain the following benefits. You gain a number of key points equal to half your proficiency rounded up. Whenever your proficiency bonus increases to an odd number thereafter, you gain an additional key point. Oh, interesting. Whenever you would roll dice for a monk class feature, you can scale up any number of those dice by 1 increment to a d12. Oh, interesting. Okay, so again, this would have been the first portion of it, super cool. You just get more key points. Now they call them focus points, but the fact that scaling dice thing is here, you might want to tweak this if you're gonna run a 1 D&D monk, because now they start at D6, I think, and go up to D12 max. So you'll be in there. You won't be able to go up to D12. So like when you're already at top Enlightenment, you're not going to get any further bonus, which I guess means like you've reached Enlightenment. This is the best you can do, and I think that's fair. Having more key points is going to make combat a little bit more difficult. For the DM, for the player, it's going to be great because you can do more stuff. But if you earned this through something and didn't take it through just your regular level up feats, I think that would be totally fair and balanced. Like, you earned this. You earned these abilities. So I am going to throw that in feat. I'm going to put this in the downloaded feats. This is, oh, here we go. Enlightenment. I spelled enlightenment wrong because I'm an idiot. Enlightenment. Head on down now. I think that that's fine. I think even as a 1 D&D monk, this is totally fine. Next up, Fire Fist. If you want to be a weeb, he can! And you just punch someone. Okay, sure. Again, having the prereq be you already have 4 levels in the monk class is a disservice to the rest of the tenets they've talked about previously. I don't like that. It should, if anything, I would leave it to prerequisite must have at least 1 level in the monk class, rather than you have to have at least 4 levels. You are able to channel your inner passion into your attacks. Once per turn, you can use the attack action to make a special Fire Fist attack. If you're able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, this replaces one of them. So it's kind of like a Dragonborn's breath weapon, where they've changed it so that you're not wasting your whole action just to breathe your breath. If you have multi-attack, you can be like swing, swing, raw. Same idea. You can be like whack and elbow someone in the head and then like skin them in the face. That's fair. Fire Fist attack is an unarmed strike and has a reach of 10 feet. The attack deals fire damage rather than bludgeoning, and if you hit, you roll an additional martial arts die. So This means that... Oh, and you can use it as an opportunity attack, which is cool. It doesn't... Okay. Looking at this, rules as written, there's no limit on the amount of times you can do this. So every turn, when you punch someone, you can go in for another punch, or you can start with this extra 5 feet of range on this. It deals fire damage instead of bludgeoning. And when it hits, you're going to do your martial arts die times 2. So this is a huge boost. An absolutely enormous boost in damage output potential. That's nice. You might obliterate some foes that your DM has put in front of you, for sure. But this is really, really cool. You might want to say impose some kind of limit on it. But also, this is just specifically Fire Fist because it's using your passion. But potentially, if you're away the 4 Elements monk, or you're some other kind of creature that's related to the elements, I would say you could probably make this any other element. It doesn't necessarily have to be Fire Fist. But I think this is super cool. I think there should be some kind of limit on it. Maybe like based on your proficiency bonus, like you can do that many times before a short or a long rest. I think you get your key back after a short rest, so it might function the same that way. I think that's how I would tweak it just a little bit. But I'll put this one in there. I think that's fine. Fire Fist. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. You get a nice bonus. You get an elemental burst. Like, if you were... I would even say this doesn't necessarily have to be an element. Like, if you were one of the psychic subclasses, I would even say that, like, you can punch with a psychic fist. Like, you're like shooting out a pink construct if you were in, like, Marvel Comics. I think that would also be fine. You can definitely tweak this a whole lot of different ways. And maybe not even specifically for a monk. If you're some plain touch creature also doing that, that's pretty cool. I like that. Key Siphoner. Oh. Once per turn, when you reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points, you can regain 1 expended key. I think in order to really run this properly, like you almost... I was going to say you basically have to be a bad guy, but actually you don't. If you're like Way of Mercy and you're putting people out of their misery, it just says hostile creature. So like, if you truly believe that you are, we'll say helping people pass on to the other side or something like that, and you just keep pulling the key points out of them, like that's why you're taking them down. But being evil might actually be a better option. Like you're so powerful and power hungry that you're like, oh, I will defeat these foes. And you just start like punch, 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 just destroying them in their bodies. And then you're just like, and you suck the key out of them. This could be very interesting. This could even be like the teacher of your school is actually a devil or a demon in disguise. You know, somebody looking for souls. God, I'm gonna get so much mileage out of making a murmur button. I actually made a button on the Stream Deck to make murmur appear. Like, if you were coerced into this kind of thing, and your players have to like save you, like maybe you end up becoming a warlock later on. This is an interesting one. I don't know how I would tweak it to make it. It's hard to think of what I would do to tweak it to make it different, but you know, I like that. Okay, okay. Next up, we have Primordial Soul. Uh, you have to be way of the four elements, so this one's very specific. Dormant primordial gene is awakened within you and suffuse your genetic composition with the four elements. You learn an additional elemental discipline of your choice. Once per turn, when you expend one or more key points, you can reduce the number of key points you spend by one. After you spend one or more key points on an elemental discipline, you may use your Flurry of Blows feature as if you had used the attack. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So this one specifically can make you zero out your key cost for certain things, meaning you can do more stuff before you have to take a nap. This is an interesting one. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, the first thing I'm going to say is everyone seems to hate the Way of the Four Elements subclass. So, the idea is cool to be the avatar. In practice, though, I don't know anyone who actually enjoys playing it. I've only played with people who have used edited versions of the Way of the Four Elements. I've never seen anyone play and enjoy playing the original version. So perhaps this is a good way to, I guess you could say, tweak it to make it seem cooler and better. But I don't know if I would add this to the repository because it's you're buffing something that, at least in my view, you're buffing something that nobody wants to use. They could do other stuff. Like, I can almost guarantee you 9 times out of 10, someone would be like, I want Fire Fist over Primordial Soul. I'm pretty sure. So I'm not going to put that one in the repository. Spirit Animal! Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You learn to find from it. Look, give everybody a pet. Go about it the DM Lakara way. Everybody gets a pet. I said it in the cadence that I was gonna follow it up with clap, 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 but I didn't. You learn the Find Familiar spell. You can cast the spell as a ritual, and once per day you can expend a key point to cast it as an action. Okay. So every day you can do this. You can choose any of the forms options except fish. Okay. Whenever you have an active familiar of the chosen form, you have the following benefits. You gain each of their familiars. Oh, cool. Special traits. As an action, you can grant your familiar temporary HP equal to your monk level, your proficiency bonus, and your wisdom modifier. Once you use this ability, you can't do... Okay, so you can give them temp HP, like say you're going into a big battle and you want them there to help you in combat some way. You can be like, oh, before the battle starts and give them a power up. Okay. And as an action, while the familiar is within 5 feet of you, can use its action to give you an attack. Oh, interesting. Huh. Because, think about it this way. At first I was like, this seems weird, but it doesn't, because your familiar is probably going to have like a 1d4 or a 1d6 most likely at most attack, plus whatever modifier they're going to add to that. But you, as the monk, are probably going to have d6 or higher as your attack roll. So technically, this is better for you. This is a very interesting take on what a spirit animal would give you. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, I would say that. I'm gonna throw this one in the repository. Spelled animal wrong. Oh my god. Having brain farts over here. Brain farts over here. And is this? Oh, it's not the last one. Penultimate one, Spirit Double. Again, I hate that it says at least 4 levels in the monk class. I hate that. I really don't like that. But as an action, you can create an ethereal projection of yourself that lasts for a minute. Oh my god, 10 turns? Or until you lose your concentration. Okay. Projection appears in a space within 5 feet of you, and if it's ever more than 120 feet away, it dissipates. For the duration, whenever you spend 1 or more key points, you can make an immediate unarmed strike as though you were in the projection space, but you must use... Oh. Interesting. So this is like a little bit of a separate take on like Arms of the Astral Self. This is like, well, if you, okay, hear me out. If you make your ethereal projection as your action, and then you spend your key point to pop your Arms of the Astral Self. Now, when your arms pop, the enemy's going to have to make that save. But if the projection is ahead of you, and since you're usually the Arms of the Astral Self is 10 feet away, now if someone is right in front of your projection, when you pop the arms, they're going to have to make that save. But then since you popped a key point, your projection is going to be like kapow and punch them. So it's an extra attack each turn, assuming that you're going to keep using your key. This is very interesting. Especially depending on what kind of monk you are. This could be really cool flavor-wise. Like, it doesn't have to look like this kind of ghostly apparition. You can make it whatever color your astral arms are. Or if you're away the 4 elements monk, like it could be made of, it's like vaguely humanoid but shaped out of wind and stuff like that. This is a very interesting one. I like this. And generally speaking, a monk isn't also casting spells most of the time, so it's not like you have to worry about having anything else to give you concentration. I like this. I'm going to throw this one in there. Going on in, going on in. And the final one is Virtuous Tattooist. I already have a feeling I'm not going to like this because I hate the official way that they implemented tattoos. Like ensorcelled tattoos. I hate it, so I have a feeling I'm going to hate this as well. Virtuous Tattooist. Again, I hate that it says at least 4 levels in the monk class, meaning that you're going to take this at your 4, 8, 12, or 16, instead of just whenever you complete one of those aforementioned goals or see this master. Ugh. But you learn how to use ink and needles to imbue creatures with magical tattoos that represent their dedication to a virtue or cause. Okay. At the end of a long rest, you can select a spell from the Paladin spell list of a level equal to or lower than your proficiency bonus and give yourself a tattoo. Okay. This is not like... This is not... Interesting. This is not how it works in the way I think Tasha's added tattoos. Maybe it wasn't Tasha's, but something added tattoos. I didn't like that. This is cool because you're kind of like a artificer in the way that they sort of imbue some item, some piece of armor, some weapon with a spell. This is pretty cool because you're tattooing this on your body, and you can tattoo on someone else's body a new spell. It doesn't take up an attunement slot, which is great, and they just get 1 cast. And very, very interesting choice, I guess because it's virtuous. They wanted to go with Paladin. Very interesting choice that it has to be a paladin spell. Though I would say you could have in your specific world, I think what would make sense is that there's a bunch of monks that can all do this, but they have like different specialties and they can give you spells from other classes. Like a virtuous tattooist is just one kind of monk that can put spells on you. So he puts wizard spell, no, sorry, puts paladin spells. But maybe there's another guy who's like an enchantment monk and an enchantment tattooist or something, and he puts the tattoo on you for an enchantment spell that a wizard might have. That kind of stuff. So this has super cool implications. It doesn't function like the way stupid magical tattoos do in regular form. So I'm pretty excited about this. I think that this is a good choice, and it opens itself up to a lot of other things too. But yeah, that was everything in the VenturePress's Monk Feat cards. Remember F-E-A-T, not F-E-E-T. But that would actually be kind of funny because, you know, they do unarmed strikes. So we're going to switch this back over for a second. One sec. Boop. Cool. Virtuous Tattooist. Cool. And we're going to say in Monk Feat cards. Oh. Okay. I have this downloaded. Technically, there's a link, but I'm using the most updated version, which is the one on their... Like, there was this, but the one on their Patreon has more updated text. Yeah. Wow. I zoomed my way through those. So I do have, obviously, there's way more things that we can look at. So we will be looking at that stuff. But what I want to do is... I cannot see what tabs are here because I am blind. But I want to take a minute to open something new. So, we're going to go with A Good Life next. And we're going to move on to some, almost like the commoner background thing. This is just a whole supplement full of random stuff that regular people do. And they're all backgrounds. So we're going to pop this on. We'll probably change the music a couple times during here. I think all of these probably work, which is fine by me. So we're next going to take a look at the adventurer's resume. Now, the homebrewery version of this is all sorts of busted, so none of the pictures work. Like, there's nothing here that works right, but the text is all here, so that's really all we care about. We don't care as much. I will, however, share this. One moment. I'm going to put it in Twitch first. So this is the adventurer's resume by Vampire Chicken. And again, we're going to pin that for 30 minutes, so if anybody joins in a little bit, they'll be able to see it. One moment, please. Bloop. There we go. You're up. I'm going to post this here in the YouTube chat because I didn't have it in the description. Didn't know if we were going to get to it or not. So give me 1 second, and I will throw it in the YouTube chat. Oh, no. Don't let me post. Post, please. Thank you. All right. Also posting it here. Boom. I'm gonna open it up. So again, these are all backgrounds. There's a bunch of random backgrounds in here. And the first one that we're gonna start with is I will actually change this back to backgrounds. Oh, before I do that, let me get rid of... You are gone now. Boink. There we go. Pop this bad boy back open. I'm going to go over to Tavern Employee. So, Tavern Employee. Whether you're in the distant past, recently, you needed some extra coin, you worked in a tavern, basically. You can do anything and everything in the tavern, basically, this is saying. Like, you've tried every job. Which is a little bit weird. I'm also realizing that my messages are not popping up in the chat. Hello, chat. Let's see if this works. I can see that the video is changing, but let me just try this instead. Nope. I don't know if it doesn't want to send it because it's a link, it's not showing up. It shows up in the desktop chat, but not this chat. So 1 second. I will paste it this way. I want to make sure, again, that everyone has access to everything we're looking at. Because it'd be mean if you didn't. Eventually, the YouTube VOD will have this link in the description. It just doesn't have it in there now. There we go. Now I've got that chat. Right now it doesn't have that because I didn't know if I was going to get to it today. So, Tavern Employee, basically you've done everything there is in here. For your skill proficiencies, you get to choose 2 from Insight, Performance, and Persuasion. So 2 out of 3 you get to choose. You get to choose 2 from either brewer's supplies, cook's utensils, and 1 type of instrument. So the Tavern Employee is also including essentially the bard, which I wasn't expecting it to, but I guess that makes sense. And your equipment is a letter of recommendation from your boss. Depending on how... That is... If you're signing up to be an adventurer and you have a reference letter, that is hilarious. The only situation I can see that really working is if you were constantly fighting, like you were a bouncer, and the owner of your bar went to the Adventurers Guild and was like, take this bouncer. He beats the shit out of people. Like, that's the only reason that makes sense. Otherwise, it's hilarious. You start with a tavern uniform and apron, a pouch containing 10 gold, and an artisan tool or instrument you have proficiency in. So again, like the last background, there's things that you're good at, but you're only carrying some of them around with you. And your feature is tavern training. You have knowledge on things like how much a meal should cost, the types of, and how much customers and income a tavern gets based on the surrounding area, and other tavern and restaurant related queries. Your time working in crowds also gives you advantage on perception checks to locate people in crowds and allows you to make your way through crowds with considerable ease. So this means that if there was a whole bunch of people in a crowd, like if you were out in the road or something, you wouldn't have the con of it being difficult terrain for you to try to squeeze in through the crowd, the throng in the crowd. You just kind of like weave your way in and out. This is also good for if there's a shapeshifter or something else that's making its way into the crowd. You're gonna be like, oh man, that dude stands out. Like, oh, something's not right about him. So that's cool. That feature helps both, like, out of combat and in combat. If you work together with your DM with this feature, that's pretty cool. You can come up with a lot of things. It also gives your party an easy way to figure things out monetarily. Like, your DM probably is going to have to go through at least a little bit extra, like, research hoops to start. Personality trait, trip over yourself and drop things often. It's a miracle I wasn't fired. Oh, that sucks. Especially considering you can slide through crowds and you can find people and you still trip over yourself. Ugh. I would almost see that more of a flaw than a personality trait. You have a great memory for taking orders, but not remembering who ordered it. So these are all kind of funny, I guess. You love to tell stories and entertain guests and customers. I don't talk much except to confirm an order. I just put my head down and do my job. That makes sense. You flirt and mess with your customers even though you never mean it. Okay. You're attentive and alert to customer needs, making sure everyone is... Okay, so some of these are a bit more serious. You keep your cool and remain calm under pressure, even during busy periods or difficult situations. That's great for an adventurer. Again, like the Tavern Keep, giving your resume to the Adventuring Guild to be like, this guy's gonna live. Like this guy is gonna do great here. That's pretty cute. And you have a passion for ale and beer, and you're always looking to try new brews and expand your knowledge. Haha, new home brews. What's up, Arvin? It's just me here now. I'm running the round table solo. I'm just spinning it around. Shin's sick. DM the car's doing baby stuff. And Dungeon Mommy should be here now-ish sometime soon? Question mark? Ish. Should be here soon. Again, there's 8 personality traits and 6 of the others. I always thought they were all the same number of suggestions, but maybe not. Your ideals. Again, when you see the ideal as part of a background, what's in the parentheses is your alignment, which is what these would mostly be related to. But I'm not gonna lie to anybody. The vast majority of people don't like, at least as far as 5e is concerned, we don't really care about alignment. The only times you really care about alignment are if you're, possessed, or you've contracted lycanthropy, and whatever your were creature is, their alignment's different than yours. So when you transform, you absorb that alignment. And realistically, that's just like, oh, I'm a werewolf now. Now I want to eat people. Back in the day, like super old versions of D&D, like I don't know if it's first edition or advanced, but the alignments actually had like, you couldn't walk through certain places if you were a certain alignment. Like you physically couldn't. And there's other situations where like if you're both good aligned, you speak the same language to each other. You just understand each other because you are the same alignment. And if you happen to be with, like, if you're a good aligned character and there's an evil aligned character, like sometimes you just can't understand each other. Nowadays it's just like, it's supposed to help you build your character and decide what they do, but most people just ignore it. They just play the character the way they want the character to be played. No, I'm pretty sure both are acceptable. I also, like, Lycan specifically is wolves, right? All right, now I'm gonna look this up. Yeah. Or is it? Hold on. No, I'm gonna. Yeah. 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 Yep. 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 No. Um. Yeah. Lycan specifically means wolf, so it's weird that in D&D, all of the were creatures, everyone gets lycanthropy. That's not what they have. They'd have different stuff. Like they shouldn't all be lycanthropy. So I like to call them zoanthropes, but I stole that from Bloody Roar because it makes sense. You're an animal person. Like you're not necessarily a werewolf. Like you're not necessarily a wolf because like there's werewolves, there's werebears, there's wererats. Those all technically, you're not contracting lycanthropy because they're not all wolves. It happens to everyone, man. Earlier, like I couldn't speak and I couldn't figure out why. I was just like words. Honesty, maintaining a high level of integrity and with customers and calling. Yeah, okay. Your responsibility, taking responsibility seriously, ensuring that customers are served responsibly. This is the paladin one. If you're a paladin, you're taking it. Therian. What is that? That is. Oh no, Therian is a bird, isn't it? Oh my God, no, it is not. I'm stupid. Show me, show me, show me. Oh. I didn't. That works too. I didn't realize there were so many things inside of Therian. What? Yeah, this is almost the entire gamut of were creatures. Cool. This is cool. I learned something new today. Thank you. Thank you. No, no, what is it? In Elden Ring, the voice comes out like, "Thank you." I could make that happen now because I learned how to do this. Every time we're being judged now, we've got a friend who can show up. I made a button to make that happen. I spent way too long cutting him out of his own image and fixing his body because it was all weird. But I bet you I could make something. I could make I almost said the tornado. No, the rainbow fly across the screen and ding. I almost can guarantee I can figure out how to make that happen. Oh, that's a great idea. I like that idea. Fairness, treating everyone equally is the only way things will go well. Patronage, taking care of strangers as you would family is how everyone should act. Oh, that's nice. That could be good if you're a monk now. Since we just went and we made monks. We did monk stuff before this. So you missed the failed revolutionary background, and you missed some monk feats, not all of which were great. I think mechanically they'd all work fine, but one of them was clearly made before 1D&D, because 1D&D monks are going to have that ability built in. Normally, monks have, well, if you count the 2014 Player's Handbook, the one that all of us have been playing for 5e so far. Twitch is free, but you can. No, Discord is Nitro. Twitch has some other. I don't know what Twitch's is called. But they have like a special pay for version, and like YouTube, you can. YouTube has you can subscribe and become a member. Twitch's is you can become a follower or you can subscribe for money to other people. And then there's also, if you have Amazon Prime, you're automatically a Twitch Prime member, so you get some other benefits. And as a Twitch Prime member, you get a Twitch Prime sub for free every month. So you can just choose a channel to, I think it gives a channel either $4 or $5 a month. Something like that. I'll have to ask Shin. He made me his Twitch Prime sub for 20 months. But I don't actually know what it does. I know it somehow Jeff Bezos gives me money. That's all I know. Oh, but on Twitch, I added some new follower emotes and one new sub emote, and I changed the. I used to have beatdown points because I generally speaking, before I was really into TTRPGs, most of the games I played were fighting games and beat 'em ups. So my channel currency in air quotes used to be beatdown points, and like the longer you watch the channel, the more beatdown points you acquire, and you can submit them for rewards and stuff. So I changed it to lore passed down, and now there's a new reward where you can submit a homebrew for us to look at. Updated some Twitch stuff. And I couldn't figure out. Twitch has different tiers as well for subscriptions, but it looks like they manage all of that. Whereas on YouTube, you can like choose how much you want your tiers to be and rewards to give out. But Twitch doesn't have like there's no rewards you can give out on Twitch except emotes, basically. And I'm like, well, that's no fun. But I figured since I was making emotes, I might as well put them out there. So Twitch has an angry raccoon emote from when we were looking at the tiny races, and a murmur emote, and then a winking wolf. I think you have to become a sub on YouTube to get my sub emotes, but I actually don't know. Let me see something. Do I have to know the... Nope, I have no idea how to make it happen. I think I could do it on mobile. On mobile, I can see him. I don't know why I can't do it on... It's weird that I can't do it in... I wonder if it's because I'm looking at chat through OBS. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you because I'm looking at chat through OBS, it won't work. So if I do the same thing on mobile, I just put in Wolf Feast, I bet you it'll work. I bet you that's the secret. Yep, that's the secret, because the chat window I'm reading from is in OBS. I can't use my emotes. Oh, it makes so much sense now. I get it. Oh. Everything makes sense now. Oh, cool. I did not. Okay, now I know that for the future if I want to use my own emotes. Does this work though? Oh, but I can see that. That's so weird. I just can't use my emotes. Wait. I bet you I know why. Bet you I know why. Nope. That's not it. Nope. Never mind. I was gonna say, am I logged into this chat as a member? But I'm not. I'm the owner. I don't understand why it does that. But today I learned, so thank you for that. Now I know the difference. I also, for some reason, hold on, close it and open it again. See if that changes. I like can't see. Now the chat's loading. Okay, cool. I can only see part of the chat on mobile. What? Have you lived outside of the US? What? Or is it when I was in high school? I guess Lilo and Stitch had come out before I was in high school, but there was a time in high school where I started to talk like Stitch, and then I got stuck like this for a good, or we'll say maybe 3-4 days, and I legitimately forgot how to speak normally. And one of my teachers was like, "Shut up!" And I looked at him and I was like, I'm so sorry. I can't stop. So like sometimes you just like there's a muscle in there that's like, you know what? I'm gonna get stuck now. That's just the way it is sometimes. Spontaneity, life in the outside and outside the tavern should be exciting and wild. Okay, I love. Give me chaos. Money. As long as they're paying, it doesn't matter who they are or what they've done. Ooh, if you want to be a mercenary, sure. Oh, actually, that's a good. Yeah. You do any job as long as somebody paid and they give you your letter of recommendation. Ah, that's actually pretty good. Now, the real question is, what house would you be sorted into? This is important need to know knowledge. Bond. I owe my life to my employer. That makes sense. Oh, and they're the ones who sent you away. Maybe if you just kept tripping and dropping stuff, they'd have to send you away. Because they're a nice person. Okay. Put my life on the line to protect my tavern. It's a little too specific if you adventure outside of your area, unless it's like a chain or something. Like, your character is indebted to Fantasy McDonald's and will fight to protect each and every one everywhere. Okay, okay. I send money back to the tavern I worked at so it doesn't go under. Oh, that's cute. I actually really like that idea. Oh no, Slytherin! Ugh, I know way too many Slytherins. I would, I'm Gryffindor with secondary Hufflepuff because I'm very loyal. But mostly Gryffindor. I'm not saying you gotta be bad to be from Slytherin. Most of the people I know that would be in Slytherin, it's not because they're bad, it's because they're mean. Fight for your right against the bosses. You daddy issues! I don't know if I simp for them, but man, I wish I had their hair, both of them. Just godlike hair. Oh my god. If you were a rogue with this background, fights should never start in a place of business for the safety of the customer's employees. You just kill people the moment they step out into the street. Oh man. I work with the union. Okay, so like this particular. Ooh. Okay. I don't want to be like. I mean, Bellatrix is also pretty hot because that just makes it seem like I want to be tortured. And that's not where I am as a person. I do feel like this particular background works very well if you stay, like if your adventuring party stays in the same town they started in. If you venture too far off, it kind of like loses some of its charm. Oh, I know more about you now than I did last week. I'm angered by rude customers. I don't know if that's a flaw. I think that's a good personality trait. I might switch number one in personality trait and number one in flaw. Being surrounded by alcohol led to me becoming addicted. Oh no! I gossip with everyone and struggle to keep. Okay, yeah. Dealing with harsh customers made me lost my sense of empathy. I think they mean lose. Listen. Listen. We all. I don't have a cool emote for this. Gotta see if I can add some more emotes. Um, now I need Wolf Wink, but it's only on Twitch. I'm arrogant and over. I think they mean estimate yourself constantly. You rush ahead without paying attention to details and orders. Yeah. I think you could turn this into something really cool if you stay very close to the town you started in. This could be very, very cool. So I'm gonna throw it in the repository. Haha. Ow. What is this called? Nope. Oh my god, I guess technically it would be the adventurers, just one of them, since it's all different backgrounds. Tavern, what is it, employee? Yeah. Tavern employee. These are not in alphabetical order. I'm gonna have to rearrange them. That's gonna annoy me. But that's for later. Don't care about that now. Intern! This is a weird okay. Hear me out. If your background for your D&D character is intern, doesn't that make you a squire? Like you're just following someone, helping them out with combat and get their stuff done? Weird. Hire a rookie. Also, if your background is intern, and like they're saying, you're like a rookie adventurer, if your DM does not play the trope on you where your mentor dies in the first session, they're doing something wrong. I mean, if your potential future employer, not employee. Whoop, what did I just do? Oh, go back. Oh, I hit forward. My bad. Didn't mean to do that. Next. Yeah, they mean potential future employee or employer send you to prove your worth. Oh, if someone is sending you to live, like, how bad is your place of work if the boss is like, go adventuring for a year? Aww. That's awesome, man! Yes! That's what I want. I just want to talk about D&D with people who like D&D. It doesn't necessarily even have to be D&D. I just want to talk about TTRPGs with people. Yes! Yes! That's what I want to hear. You know what? Just for that, I think we're going to have to change the music up. We're going to go down to Airy. Oh, this is, and whatever. They're all the same. We're going down to working on stuff. Airy, you are very welcome. Listen, everyone here, we're not just saying that. Like, we all just want to talk to people who have the same interests as us. Like, we're so excited, so happy just to talk. Like, I'm so happy for you, man. I'm also a very compersive person in general. So if the people around me are happy, I'm also happy. So I'm glad that you popped in. And now you hang out every week with us, even if it's just me. Where is Dungeon Mommy? I don't. Where you at, girl? Where are you at? She should be here sooner or later. I don't know. But you get one skill proficiency, survival. Okay. One gaming set of your choice is your tool proficiency. You get to bring your resume with you and a second-hand uniform which doesn't fit properly from your employer. This guy's a dick. He's like, if you can survive adventuring for X amount of time, we'll hire you. Here's this coat from the last guy who died. Like, this is so mean. Oh, interesting. On the job experience. This is... Whoa! This is a crazy feat. This should not be part of this background. This is a crazy good feat. That's a good idea. Mommy. Earlier I sent her a message and I said, Mommy! And she just replied, Yes, son. It was so perfect. It was such a perfect response. I don't I don't know how the response could have been any more perfect. It's so good. No, but seriously, I this is a crazy good feat. I don't know if I would specifically keep it in here, but this is a crazy good feat. Job experience. You can spend 1 hour a day for 5 days training with, observing, and being taught by a fellow party member or skilled NPC. You can learn a skill, artisan's tool, weapon tool, instrument, or gaming set proficiency. Wow. You can learn 4 proficiencies with this feature, but only 2 of these can be skill proficient. That is crazy cool. Oh, I want this feat to exist. This is insane. Like, say, how do I make this make more sense? Like, if you were a Warforged and you got an upgrade to your system and you gained on-the-job experience, like you paid for on-the-job experience to be added to your Warforged OS, for lack of a better term. That's super cool. Or like your character just gained a whole bunch of intelligence somehow. Like they touched some artifact and it expanded their brain. And they're just like, ah, my brain is so big right now, I must learn things. That's so cool. I'm gonna put this in. I don't think I would. I don't necessarily like the. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Anyone remember? I don't know when exactly this is gonna pop. Well, I guess what I can do is, are you intern is first? Okay. Here. Oh no, I don't need intern. I just need, what is it? On the job training? On the job experience. That's cool. I'm not gonna lie. I made a post the other day on Patreon because DM Lakara said something like, I think that you should make some new tiers for membership levels. And I was like, oh. Okay, she doesn't like... How do I explain this? Okay, so like my top tier level on both Patreon and YouTube is kind of like a shot in the dark sort of joke, but not really. But it's that people can suggest to me any video game that I don't already own. I will go out and I will get a copy of it somehow and I will play it. And I have that tier at $20. And I don't expect anyone to ever do that. But the idea is that we're realistically going to get 2 options. Someone's either going to give me a game to literally torture me, or someone's going to be like, oh, get this game that's super expensive that I know you want to play. And realistically, I'm not big enough to be like, yo, give me $100 and that way I can actually get the game. Like Skull Monkeys has been on the list of games I've wanted to play for years and years and years, but getting a copy of Skull Monkeys right now is like $200. Like I'm not spending my money on that. So like I figured if I set it at $20, there is a chance that I either make a lot of money if someone gives me some game that I can acquire legally or illegally for super cheap, or I lose a lot of money. And TL McCarr was like, "That's a bad business decision," and I was like, "It's it's the only feasible option here." And so DM McCarr said, "Why don't you come up with some other tier reward options? Like maybe you can do a one-on-one session with someone who wants to come up with the background for some homebrew creature or an item or something like that." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I actually don't mind that. That's really cool." Also, I don't think you're dumb at all. You just taught me a new word today. Actually, technically, three new words. But yes, you're not dumb at all. And so I was like, oh, you know what? That is honestly doable. I think that's kind of cool. However, finding the one-on-one time to do that is going to be difficult because my schedule is wildly erratic, as are most of the DMs here. Dungeon Mommy! Yeah! I'm gonna write that down for my niece and nephew. And maybe me. Maybe. But DM McCarr gave me that suggestion, and then another one for like a one-page write-up. Like it doesn't have to be a one-on-one session with whoever I'm talking to. It's just like, oh, you suggest this item, and we come up with stuff. I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense. And I've never, ever before thought of any way that I could like, I never thought of a way I could contribute meaningfully with my own ideas. That sounds... Now I make it sound like I'm the dumb one here, but like I never thought of a good way that I could add to the community until we started doing these videos. I'm like, me sitting here either by myself or chatting with the rest of the DMs from DM Roundtable, like the way we come up with stuff, like that's super helpful. Like that I could definitely do that. So the idea, you saying that and me having this realization like 3 or 4 days ago, oh, it is possible for us to like meaningfully contribute to the rest of the community. Like, oh, okay. This is the first time in a very long time I've ever been like, it's possible. Totally possible.
Everything is possible.
Hello!
Hey!
How are you?
Sorry, I'm 2 hours late.
You're only an hour and a half late. It's all great. It's
Hot
gravy.
diggity dog.
It's all great. Dungeon Mommy's here, Arvin. Did Arvin also message you?
I saw it on the chat.
Oh.
I just saw Dungeon Mommy. I said, oh boy. Hey.
You're loved, see?
Oh, shucks. What you guys been up to?
Arvin was like, you guys should write a D&D book about stuff you
A
make up for
book?
this. And I was like, you know what? This is the first time in a very long time I've ever... No, not in a very long time. I'd never thought that kind of thing was possible until like this week. When I realized that that's what we're doing. Like...
I mean, I guess, kinda.
Like we too can meaningfully... Oh, speaking of we too meaningfully contributing, since you're not in the DM chat, Arvin. Spectre Creations commented on last week's video and was like, "Oh, thank you guys so much for looking at my homebrew stuff. I'm glad you liked it."
That's so freaking cool.
I know. I was vibrating in the chair like.
Although, like, if we're gonna write a book, don't call me. I am a horrible writer.
That is part of the fun. Like,
I'm a horrible writer?
yes, because I'll edit. I've been editing for years and years and years, but like the way that people, because I happen to be looking at the adventurer's resume here, and like even from the first post that he made, which is how I originally found it, like he's not using any punctuation ever, and all the people in the thread were like, can't you just put an apostrophe somewhere? And like he's like, nah, you know what, I don't need any of that stuff. So like when he's writing here and he's got the wrong words in places and what have you, I'm like, that's fine. Part of the fun of figuring it out, what you actually meant.
Yeah. It's just like hanging around. Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
I'm a decent idea comer upper with her. Not so great with the actual writing part of it.
I don't believe that for a second.
What? You should ask my English teachers.
School writing is not the same. This is fun writing.
Fun writing I'm not good at either. Like my notes for campaign, disgusting, horrible, ugly, unintelligible. Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Really? Here, well, let's see what I write. Because I don't know, DM to DM, like how much detail do you put in your like preparation for like game notes?
I will respectfully not answer this question.
He doesn't prepare. He prepares.
No, I'm the other. I'm on the. So okay. So this goes back to no one in my game is in neither of the chats, right?
Hooray! Don't. If you are in his game, close your ears. Spoiler alert.
I was gonna say they know this already, but at the very beginning of our game, like one of the people that doesn't play anymore, but I'm still running his character as like a DM PC. He basically just plays. I think it's he's really into like first edition stuff right now. So like all his games are first edition, and he just has like a different way of looking at the game than any of us do. He's also, I think he's like a year or two older than us, so it's not like he's a different generation or anything. But like he started playing D&D when he was little, so like he has like a I guess you could say a veteran's view of D&D and like how it's supposed to feel, how it's supposed to play.
Yeah.
And when we started playing, I was devoting like 16 plus hours a week, sometimes 20, 24, to just like working on stuff with my players. And he has this strategy that he adopted where you're never supposed to work for more than an hour on the next session that you're running. And like that's just the way that he's always done it. And we got into this conversation in our group's D&D chat where he was like, no, like how much time are you spending between sessions working on it? And I was like, it's been that week it was like 26 hours. It's like 26 hours.
Shit.
Just this week. We only meet once a month, so think like 26 hours a week on that. And it was basically specifically because of two of my players. And like he couldn't fathom that was prep, like campaign prep. So like it took like a good 20 minutes of us talking over Discord for him to go, wait, you mean you do this every week? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh no, you have a problem. And I was like, I know.
Do you just get so excited about it that you like, get too into it?
It's partially
or are you just are you just over prepared for everything?
I definitely started out being way too over prepared, but like two of my players, Jimbo is one of them, and
Mm-hmm.
the other one is Valley of Vigeria. The way that they play and they want to play is like you have to come up with every possible thing related to whatever they say or they're unhappy about it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like a different way. I will never steal your story, Arvin, so you can tell her. Um, but eh, like Grimalkin, that's his character name. Uh, the way that Jimbo looks at Grimalkin is not from a perspective of mechanical or lore balance. It's like
Mm-hmm.
this is the coolest possible shit that could possibly happen. And I don't care if it breaks any world lore or character
Oh.
lore or player lore or mechanical lore. So you have to like
Oh.
close every possible loophole and figure out
Uh,
how to make this function. And obviously, it always has to be nerfed. There's no way the things that he comes up with could possibly fit in without being nerfed, without breaking the game.
right. Yeah.
And then Valley of Vigeria is like, I want to role play this character via actually living their life. Like I want you to understand what I'm doing every single second of existence this character has ever had.
Oh my god. Wow.
I'm like, it's not feasible to do that for one person, but to have two people doing that to you all the time, like, nah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. I mean, like, when you first start building a world, especially a homebrew world, there's like a lot of prep that should go in and like a lot of background stuff. And I'm like slowly but surely building like a history for this world because like the background stuff is what I'm like really terrible at. And but like now I probably do put about an hour to 3 every like before every session, not 27 a week.
I don't recommend. We we have, because my players are like that, in our D&D chat there's like there's a series of channels in Okami Kukure that only the people in my campaign can see. But one of the
Sure.
channels is office hours. And I just put up pictures of phases of the moon, and like when the moon's empty, it's supposed to be an hour, and it's like quarter full and then half and then 3/4 and then empty. Like that was supposed to be for the week. And for a while I
Yeah.
was doing that all the time. And then people just stopped asking questions, and I was like, good. But now when they ask questions, it's all like at like 2:45 in the morning, and they're like, oh, can you tell me like how many coppers it took for this to happen? And I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Bro! That is too many's. Luckily, my players don't ask me that many things. They just they that's not what they care about.
Now if they're in there, they'll get, well, only Grimalkin will get mad about this. But I don't think he comes to, I don't think he watches the videos anymore. They're all mad at him because they had like a huge battle over the weekend, well, in their last session, and it was really fucking bad. And he's the only one who did like zero preparation. And the only thing he really prepared for was, he was like, you know what? I deleted all the campaign knowledge out of my brain, so I need you to tell me why we're here. It's been 4 years. So I had to fill him in on why they're in this current battle. And I was like, you're supposed to be talking with the rest of the party to like really work out you guys' plan. Because if you don't have a plan, you guys are going to get screwed. And he didn't talk to the rest of the people. And what he said to me was, I don't think you understand. None of us talk about the game outside of the game. And I was like, I don't think that's true. And all the other players were like, I don't think that's true. If you were here, I'd punch you.
Oh no. Big yikes. Yeah, no, like literally, that's like all my freaking players do is talk about our campaign outside of our campaign.
I'm telling you, you have the literal greatest party.
They are pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. They're not gonna lie. But and I thought about playing a little guy for a campaign, but I didn't.
Oh.
I know, it was kind of sad. I like really thought about it, and instead I had my ADHD was like, bleh! And so I had like severe choice paralysis when it came to choosing a character. And so I just picked a character that I made 6 years ago.
I don't. Everyone I talk to nowadays is like, oh yeah, I have all these other characters ready to go. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like I should just make another character.
I mean, like, I have characters and I like created new characters like for this potentially, but like I just had such bad choice paralysis. I was like, just kidding. I'm gonna pick the one that I already have, like mini for and like character sheet for and backstory for, instead of making up something new. And I don't regret that decision because it's actually gonna make a very interesting time, because my friend, it's his first time playing Dungeons and Dragons, and he is playing a fallen Aasimar, and I'm playing a protector Aasimar, so I'm not fallen. So I think we're gonna be beefing.
Oh my god!
And it's gonna kind of be fun.
I want to pop other people's TTRPG cherry. I love that.
I've almost gotten all of my friends.
You're so lucky.
Well, just come on over to the Midwest. There's plenty of...
Don't tempt me. There seems like there's plenty of D&D to do.
Yeah, honestly. There really is. Like, for those... you're like, it's the Midwest, is country bumpkin, middle of nowhere, but like where I'm at, it's not. And you say you play D&D, and people are either like, oh cool, or they're like, oh yeah, I played that once, or they're like, I actively play. There's not a lot of people like, ew, that seems like a really nerdy. I don't get that reaction a lot / at all.
I'm one of those people where if someone like mentions D&D in my periphery, like I'll slink over real close, but I'll wait to find a good time to join the conversation. Otherwise, I'm just standing there waiting for them to mention it again.
Yeah. No, I am absolutely that person, except I am obnoxious. So I'd be like, did you say Dungeons and Dragons? Did you just talk about my Lord and Savior Dungeons and Dragons? That's me.
Did you catch? Arvin didn't reiterate his story, but did you catch his D&D story?
No.
Oh, I want him to tell you. I don't want to steal his story.
Tell the story. Tell the story. I love a story.
I can't like say. I was gonna say like I'm so proud of you, but that's weird. I just want to say that I'm really happy for him.
Aww.
That's the way it should be. You should make some friends and have some fun and
Oh my god, I literally love making friends. It's so great, and I'm so good at it. Except probably not. I'm probably not great at making friends. Actually, that's a lie. I'm like awesome at making friends.
I'm pretty sure you're pretty good at it.
I'm awesome at making friends. I make friends everywhere I go and with everything I do, and everybody likes me, and those people who don't like me can suck my dick and yeah.
Suck it from the back.
Oh, tell it. Okay, I just actually opened up this doc and I what is this?
I made it. I did the first one, the tavern employee. And I put it in my repository, but I feel like tavern employee really only works if you stay very close to the town you start in. Like, there's some other stuff that makes sense if you're far away, but I think it makes the most sense if you stay real close to where you started instead of like going on a grand adventure. It's like, oh, maybe if you start in Waterdeep and all you're gonna do is hang out in Waterdeep.
Yeah. Oh, so maybe now that my players are, if they knew in the beginning that they were just gonna hang out in the Black Hollows 5 ever, then maybe someone could have done the tavern employee.
And then I made it to intern, and I got through everything, but I got through up until feature, and once I got to the feature, I was like, yo, this would be an amazing feat. Like, just for, I don't necessarily need you to be the intern. The intern's like, you're a rookie. And I feel like if you pick this background and your DM doesn't make your mentor die in the first session, they're doing something wrong. So like, I'm like, nah, I don't really care about that. But this being a feat that you can learn, being like something happened to your character.
Yeah.
And like their brain expanded, or my first suggestion was, oh, you're like a Warforged and you paid for an OS upgrade and you got this where you can learn super fast. That would be super cool.
That would be super cool.
Ooh,
I'll have to read this. Oh wait. Oh shit. Okay, but first good got this girl, and then I made a friend, and we added each other on Discord. And then second stream, I made a character. Third decided. Oh my gosh! That's so cute.
I know.
Oh my god, Okami, you're bringing nerds together from around the world.
It's so good. This is what I've dreamed of. This is what I want YouTube to be. This is always the goal. Just have people to chat with and increase the friend group, because I am personally incapable of making parasocial relationships. I only have social ones. I can't do parasocial.
No, I am actually so bad at having internet friends, and I wish I was better at that, because people who have internet friends, I'm like, wow, I admire you and I think you're so cool, and it's so fun to have a friend that is just like on the internet and you're like, hello, internet friend, I am like gonna game with you always, and like I always have a friend to game with because you are here, and it's so cool. And we just had this session right before the stream. Oh my gosh, how did it go? Did it go so good?
Oh, was the person... No, they were on Twitch. I was gonna say, was it Nerdy Sakura? Because I feel bad that Nerdy Sakura came to like the first 6 streams, said hello, and nothing else. But I went and looked at their channel, and they stream a game.
What a game?
We definitely we weren't ignoring you. We definitely had a conversation with them, sort of, or at them, I guess.
Arvin, I will absolutely fruitly be your friend.
You can find us both in the Okami Kakuri Discord.
Yeah, you can!
And now there's a Tabletop Schmabletop channel where you can talk about all the tabletop you want, and sometimes I give away free stuff.
Like for free?
For free.
Whoa. That is bonker crazy town. Although in that Discord, I am not Dungeon Mommy, I don't think. Should I be marked as such?
One moment, please.
Okay. Although I don't think I've like for real ever posted in there. So as soon
I
as
don't know how to change someone's name.
I think do you have Nitro?
Oh, change nickname.
Nickname. Mother Dearest.
Oh my god. Now you're Dungeon Mommy.
Yeah. I went to a concert on Saturday and this girl who was performing was like, "Hey, I like this one's for all the mommies out there." And so like obviously not me. I'm not married. I don't have children. And she was like, actually, it's for anyone who, like, if someone calls you mommy, you're part of this group. And I was like, hell yeah, that's me. I have 7 people call me mommy every time I play Dungeons and Dragons.
Nobody ever calls me daddy when we play.
Well, maybe you should work on that, I guess.
We did have a player get called Putin once, but...
Oh, that's not the same.
In DM Bacon's game, the one that he runs,
yeah.
like, it's all guys, but I'm gonna say at least 1, usually 2 of the 6 of us is shirtless when we play. And there's a time we were just all shirtless. I think all the other guys had no pants on either.
Wow.
And so,
that is one intimate game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. So
that sounds like a great time.
After that, there was a session that I was running, and it was hot as balls in my house. It was just, it was so hot. So we all started taking off our shirts, and Jimbo sits next to a Laundry King who plays our barbarian, and our Laundry King takes off his top. And Jimbo will, he doesn't want to ever show skin ever because he's very embarrassed about his body.
He's conservative.
But he turned to the Laundry King and he just goes, "Huh, you know, you look like Putin when you take your shirt off. Like you should be riding a horse in a river." And the Laundry King very gingerly just put his shirt back on.
Oh my god. What? What a thing. Oh my god.
Yes, join the server.
They're in the server. Hello. Okay, my cat is amazingly annoying right now.
Do you have the stream up right now?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, on YouTube or Twitch.
Either or, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to be judged? I realize there's a stream delay for you because you're actually in the chat with me. That will make more sense on stream.
What am I going to be judged on?
Oh, you'll see. No, it's not what. It's whom is going to judge you.
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, no.
I have a button to make him fade in. Yes. I did that.
I forgot that you did that.
And also, if you're on Twitch, you can put in Aero murmur and get a murmur icon come up if you're a follower.
I feel judged by that man. Oh, I feel so judged.
Gigantify
Help.
murmur on Twitch. I guess those cost bits, but because it's my channel, I can be as annoying as I want with them, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, on-screen celebration. What is this?
Celebration.
I redeemed a murmur on-screen celebration. What does that do? Excuse me?
I'm to say.
Me?
Wait, are you not seeing this? There is just a bunch of tiny ones floating across the screen.
No! Oh, it only happens on actual Twitch. Interesting.
Yeah.
I can't see it in OBS. I also learned that the OBS YouTube chat that comes up, I can't put my own emotes in. It doesn't accept them. But if I load up YouTube on mobile, it's fine. It's just that window won't. So then I need
whack.
I need to see. I'm gonna just go on and do the thing. I feel like we're not gonna get any more work done. Well, not work. I guess technically it's work, but we're not gonna advance any further in.
No. We're gabbing now.
Mess around. So I need to see what happens when I do this. Okay.
A classic mess around.
What happens if I do? Can I make? Yeah. Oh, I can't make. Okay, I want to do this. Unleash the celebration.
Unleash.
What does it do? What does it do? What does it do? Show me.
I'm not seeing any. Oh, see a bunch of little guys.
What? They don't show.
You seeing that?
App. This is balls.
Balls.
Oh, the chat also hasn't loaded. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I want to see cool stuff. Seems like my mobile is not on the same page as the rest of the stuff. A little disappointing.
Rip.
It happens, I guess.
I suppose.
Oh, I have infinite? Okay. Let me try something. That's weird. Hello, everyone. No.
No.
Oh, that's it? It just... Okay. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
It's purple!
No, I don't know what I was expecting. Yes, the gay rat on drugs. I know the moment Grimbo looks at the server, he's going to be like, who? I know that's your friend. Who's that?
Who dat?
Gonna be like, it's another person from the streams. We got a couple people from the Dungeon Defender streams to come into the server and they talk.
Yeah.
Which is
I love how it's the gay rat on drugs. Like, you're that bitch.
Not just any gay rat.
The gay rat on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The important question is, which drugs?
Oh, that was me.
that was just Okami.
How?
Ooh.
This is pretty happy music for this, so I'm doing pretty well actually. I made myself like a little agenda today just to make sure that I was getting things correctly, but I actually did almost everything. The only stuff that's there is for the end of the stream. So I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I got farther than I thought I was going to get today, but I definitely don't think we're going to finish all of this because there's a lot Even though he
And some of it is unfinished.
Yeah, he didn't.
Uh-oh. Empty!
Yeah, so there's a lot of empty stuff. The funny part is that for this, in his original post, he only released the information on tavern employee, intern, scrivener, and blacksmith. And all the comments, he said like, oh, I'm going to make a whole like little notebook, little supplement about this. And all the comments were like, where's the rest of your stuff, man? Show me the rest of your stuff. Show me the rest of your stuff. And he was like, when it's done, I will release it. And all the comments were still like, give me the stuff, man. Give it to me. And he was like, okay, here's my home brewery link. And then he never finished the rest of it.
Period. He said, quit bugging me.
I don't think I would use... I'm not going to make these links full links because we're not done with the whole thing yet. When they're done, because I don't know if you guys have ever used... That's Dungeon Mommy! I don't know if you've ever used
Definitely.
OneNote for anything, but if you make a link and then try to edit it later, it just like destroys the whole formatting of your page. So I'm like, I'll just wait till I'm done. But yeah, we will. The next backgrounds and feats, we will pick up where we left off with this one. That's fine. Damn. Hot. Well, I guess we can't only stop at on-the-job experience. We have to at least go through the suggested characteristics. Then we can be done with our work.
Okay. Let's finish our homework.
So much work.
Ah, dang it.
Interns come in a wide range of personalities and looks, since almost anyone can be one. I hope not everyone is doing work for free, okay? Especially in this day and age, we gotta live.
I need to live. Is this a paid intern position also?
I don't think it is, because the impetus for this is that whoever is about to hire you, they're sending you to go be an adventurer to see if you have what it takes. And the equipment you get is a secondhand uniform which doesn't fit properly, which leads me to believe whoever had this job before you died.
Amazing. What? Did we discuss what we are potentially the intern of?
Nope. I just figure either your employer wants to... What up, Fist? Either your employer wants you to die or just like wants you out of their hair. Because why else? Like, if you're just doing a regular job, unless your office is literal Fight Club, like why are you sending this person as a rookie out to be an adventuring intern?
Okay, you know but what if it is Fight Club?
If it is Fight Club, that makes total sense. TripAdvisor. Oh, like you have to go visit the job. The person you're working for is like Final Fantasy, My Life as a Dark Lord. You're designing the dungeon that people have to go into. So you have to go into other people's shitty dungeons and make sure that you can live and set stuff up. And that's where you meet the puddings.
The pudding! I love the puddings.
That's what our book's going to be about. Every character is a different thing.
Do you think it's a bunch of humans? No, it's a bunch of puddings smushed together into a larger humanoid form.
I love it.
They're all just speak in like sign language and Braille.
Yes. I forgot what it's called. What's it called? Schlurp? Schlorp?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, okay. Imagine you're an intern for fuck.
I don't want to work at fuck. Ooh, I haven't had pudding in so long.
I don't like actual pudding. The texture freaks me out.
That's me with mushrooms and well, like big mushrooms.
Yeah.
Like a portobello. And
Yeah.
oh no, what are they called? What do they want in snowballs? I
Mm.
love coconut, but the consistency of a snowball makes me like bleh.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Intern for a weatherman. So you have to go to different terrain to do the weather.
Oh, that's amazing. I just had a conversation about this the other day. If someone ever made a compilation of the absolutely absurd shit that I have screamed while playing video games, it would do numbers. One of these days, I need to make a compilation.
I mean, just recently, there could be a compilation of you guys just screaming, "Mommy!" whenever I come onto the stream.
Yes.
But, you know.
Tomato texture. Ooh.
No, I don't. No tomatoes. No tomatoes. None of that.
Talk about TTRPGs whenever you want.
I'll talk about them right now, right here.
After I had explained to the rest of my players what Grimbo said about how no one talks about the session outside of the session, our absolute most quietest player, who's like the most reserved and has the most difficulty, like just talking and stuff, she yelled into the microphone, "Not all of us spam the D&D chat with stupid memes."
Oh.
I was like, shots fired. Pew, pew, pew,
damn.
He's gonna come on and be like, I thought you guys liked my memes. I mean,
I
we do
thought
like
you
your
go-
memes. Just not all the time.
Rip. Just roast his ass. I love all my players.
Heat up and eat meatball. Yes? Question. They told me
They
to
gotta
stop
be-
eating starches, so I was like, I went to the store and I bought a bag of frozen meatballs, and I was like, this will be my bread from now on.
Okay, hold on. What? Okay, first of all, who is they?
My doctor.
Okay, because I thought your friends were just out here like, yeah, man, you just shouldn't eat starches anymore. And I was like, you should get better friends. My quote of like the month has been the Scott Pilgrim moment where they're like, oh, I could eat garlic bread forever. And then she's like, well, you'd be fat. It's like, why would I be fat? And she said, bread makes you fat. And then he said, bread makes you fat?
He like dribbles bread out of his mouth. I love that scene. I reference it a lot.
I also reference it a lot. And so that has been my quote of the month. It's a great quote.
It's so good. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Scott Pilgrim is funny.
I haven't gotten I haven't had a chance to see the new cartoon version yet, though. But I know I'm gonna love it.
Neither have I.
Sit down to watch it.
I've heard so many good things about it. But that requires me to get back a Netflix subscription, which I'm not doing until probably October, closer to when the new season of Arcane is coming out. so I can
that makes
binge
sense.
all of that in preparation because I need to see my baby mama Vi eating her shit up. Oh my god, I'm gonna piss and shit myself every day seeing that woman.
I thought for some reason I thought you were gonna say Jinx, and I was like, I think she's. I don't know if she's physically cut out for having children.
But also, Jinx is not my type.
You don't like them crazy? We've learned a lot about Arvin tonight.
I like my women able to kill anyone at a moment's notice.
That
At
still
least
sounds like Jinx.
in like a media form. Well, no, I also like unfortunately what we've discovered about myself is I like women that look like me in media, at least.
Okay.
Like giant women who are just like like fucking massive women who are so like kind on the inside, will snap your neck in an instant.
Have you ever? I knew he got to it before I could. I was about to say. Clearly, you're missing out on Steven Universe, and all you need to do is start watching from the moment that Steven sings, "All I wanna do is see you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman. All I wanna be is someone who gets to see a giant woman."
Yeah, that's me. I want to see a giant woman. In real life, do I like women like that? Well, yeah. But do I also like all other women? Yeah.
Ooh.
And do I also like men? Sometimes.
I don't blame you there. We suck most of the time.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like, despite how much you guys suck, sometimes
The
you're
bar
cool.
is so low. This is the conversation we have all the time. The bar is so low. It's subterranean most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, blue. Yeah, blue. I don't want to cry all the time though. Well, I'm glad she can make people happy now.
Why is Blue Diamond so freaking thick? Oh no, Fizz, don't be mean to my friend Okami. He doesn't suck most of the time. He sucks only like probably like a solid 13%.
I'll take that. Those are good numbers.
Those are pretty good numbers. Do I only speak to you on Monday nights? Pretty much. Or
when you're very drunk.
I know, that's what I was about to say. When I'm very drunk and I am like, I should talk to my friend on the internet. See, this is what happened. Thank God I don't have more internet friends, because then I do more of that.
I just had a really freaking weird flashback. I guess this was also... You bring out repressed memories in me all the time.
Oh, hooray.
I had a friend that I met... I don't know where we met. We met somewhere on the internet. I don't think it was a dating app friend. I think it was before the dating apps. It must have been some game we were playing together. And I started playing games with them, and then they went and lived in Japan. I think they were studying abroad in Japan. And then they came home, and I'd never had a conversation with her like outside of us playing a video game. And when they came home, they're like, "Hey, I'm really lonely. Like, I feel like I don't have friends anywhere anymore, what have you. And also, I have herpes." And I was like, "Huh?" And then she goes, "Can I call you?" And I was like, "Huh?" It was like, had to be like 3:30 in the morning. Huh? I don't... Wait, what? How did this come about? And she kept me on the phone for like... I was on the phone for at least 3-4 hours that night. And then she never spoke to me again.
What? Bro, that's wild shit right there. That's crazy.
On a Purell phone. Aren't we all depressed? I just Saturday I spent part of my afternoon blasting music so loud that it hurt and crying into my taquitos. So can relate.
Now this is gonna be really unfortunate. I
DM
am
Roundtable
not.
has become sad talk.
I am not depressed.
What?
And I have no official mental illnesses. I don't have anxiety nor depression nor any of that kind of stuff. Do I have ADHD and autism? Probably. But I don't have depression or anxiety. So,
how did you do it?
well, once upon a time, my mommy and my daddy fell in love, and then they had me. And then my dad has OCD and ADHD and probably autism, and he passed it down to me and my brother so graciously. And but
I am on this one.
Yeah, I know. I really am very, very, very lucky. I have like almost all of my friends have one of the two of like the depression or anxiety, if not something more severe. So I'm like, I am so sorry for you, and I will be here to help where I can, and I will try and relate to and understand everything you're going through, but I like can't for real. I've been through like a depressive episode, and I've had like straight up anxiety attacks and panic attacks, but they are usually unprompted. And
the funnest kind.
oh yeah, when I had my first panic attack in high school, I said, "Where is this coming from, and why can't I stop crying?" I've never had anxiety a day in my life. What the fuck is going on? So that was like super cool and fun and awesome. And so now I just get like a panic attack once every like 1 to 3 years, just randomly on like whatever day it feels like showing up. And so I just have to like deal with it in the day, and like it's just like pieces out after a while, and then I'm like, okay, cool, I guess I'm fine now.
So funny. Okay, Arvin, I'm not going to lie to you. My brain erased the A at the beginning of ASPD, so my brain read goddamn SPD, like Space Patrol Delta, the Power Rangers, and I was like,
Bro,
oh no, are you a big bad?
Oh my
God damn you, SPD!
I'm dying. Bro, that's so funny. That's so funny. No, but like my life is like I grew up great, and my brain is semi okay. So I really don't have a lot to complain about in my life. So if I ever do, you can say shut the fuck up.
No, your feelings are valid, okay?
Well, thank you for validating my feelings, but I don't have any feelings. I'm a cold-hearted killer.
Oh no.
And that's my mental illness, is I'm a serial killer.
Also, it wasn't Club Penguin. I never got into Club Penguin. I don't know why. I was really into Gaia Online.
No. Club Penguin honestly was like, well, I don't know. Hold on. What year did Club Penguin start?
That I definitely couldn't answer.
Well, yeah, let me look.
I just feel like Club Penguin was always there.
Okay, because it might.
Who's calling?
How old were you in 2005?
In 2005? Hold on, I can do math, I swear. Okay, so 2011, I was 17. So
okay.
now subtract 6, 11.
Okay. But it wasn't like the most popular in 2000. Well, decently popular. Let's say like a 2008 would probably have been like the prime of Club Penguin.
I can't believe that it's back and I haven't seen any memes. People loved making penguin memes, man.
Oh, I loved those.
People love penguin memes.
I love this game.
Guy Online was my thing.
I don't know what Guy Online is.
Oh my god, you've missed out.
I'm so sorry.
Guy Online was, oh well, do you know what Neopets is?
Yeah.
Guy Online was kind of like Neopets, except you were making your avatar, and then they had like a bajillion forums, and it was just like everybody was role playing different weird shit all day, every day.
Ooh, that sounds kind of like fun.
I did a lot of role playing.
Yeah, well, that's how you got into the TTRPG.
That's probably true. That definitely helped. Though
I was just a straight up theater kid.
That works too. I don't use a lot of what I did on Gaia when I play TTRPGs, so because we're not having roleplay sex that often.
See, that's why my mom didn't let me go on things like that. I was on Club Penguin, and my role playing was me pretending to work at the pizza place, and then my other place was Webkins, and you couldn't talk to people on Webkins. Oh my god, tell a secret, Arvin.
Secrets.
Love secrets. I love secrets.
One of the most popular thread starters ever on Gaia was, "It's raining, so you've walked into a hotel lobby." And it starts from there. Don't get me wrong, there was plenty of like, we're gonna battle, but pretty much everyone who roleplayed on Gaia was some form of demon with wings and pyrokinesis. So it gets pretty boring after a while, if that's the only people you're gonna fight.
Yeah. So instead you just roleplay sex.
Yeah.
Is that not just Baldur's Gate 3?
Basically.
Let me tell you what. I was role-playing some, you know what I mean, with some people from Baldur's Gate 3.
I was using the tavern employee background, except it was a hotel employee background. Gaia Online.
I'm obsessed with that. I'm gonna have to look. Is this still a thing? Is it gone?
I think Gaia still exists. It's not nearly as exciting or.
How the hell do you spell that? G-U-I-A?
G-A-I-A. Online.
G-A-I-A. On.
We are. DM Roundtable took a turn tonight, but that's fine.
Yeah. Oopsie.
I didn't think of that, but yes, I do have on my productivity tracker. One of the things is find all the ninjutsu that you made up and convert them into spells for 5e. That's been on my productivity tracker for, we'll say 3 years.
Whoa.
Everything on there has been on there for way too long.
Gaia Online, I don't know what website it took me to, but this shit looks like fucking MySpace.
Same time. That makes sense.
This might not be the correct one. I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, I hate what happened to MySpace, man. MySpace used to be cool.
I like... going on MySpace now is irrelevant.
Oh. It's nice to have someone there just to hang out with. Like, just to have someone sit next to you while you cry into your taquitos. That would have been nice.
I have I don't have a queer platonic girlfriend. I would love a queer platonic girlfriend. I have an emotional lover.
Ooh.
Which is Emily. She calls me her emotional lover. Because we'll never be together for real, because I don't like her like that. And she is straight. So I'm just her emotional lover, and I said, good. Great, I'm glad.
It's just the way you built up to it. I thought it was going to be something else profound. I don't like her
No.
like that.
I don't like her like that. I just don't. But I do have like not 4 boyfriends, but 4 boyfriends.
Oh my god.
I know, you can be as jealous as you want. No, 2 of them are my best friends, and they are engaged to each other and are going to get married. But
aww. Did one of you guys become the minister?
me. Yeah, I'm gonna be the minister, and I'm gonna marry them.
Ah!
I'm like so actually excited, but like I love them both so much, and like I'm also their emotional lover. So I'm like, I keep trying to convince them to let me be the third in their gay relationship, and they keep saying no, but I'm the minister. So I'm just gonna like add myself up in there.
You're gonna have your own vows.
I'm gonna say, and do you 2 take each other and me to be married? And then they're gonna say yeah, because they're not gonna hear me whisper super quietly. And then I will be married to them, and it'll be super cool. And then my other 2 boyfriends are also dating each other and not dating me officially. But I think with some convincing, I can get them to date me. We're gonna cast a spell about it soon.
I can't imagine having 2 people to disappoint or more. So polyamory just doesn't appeal to me.
Listen, Dungeon Mommy is so just charismatic and awesome that I have so many emotional lovers. Like, let's not even get into physical lovers, because oh boy, woo woo, I need to be shared with multiple people, essentially, because I'm just that much of a hot commodity. And that has definitely there's no evidence of me being single for 5 years and no one even thinking about liking me or dating me or anything like that. No, there's none of that. But
I'm with Fist on this one. And also Fist, where's Grim right now? Can you bring him? He needs to be in the chat for this conversation specifically.
Oh,
please.
Wait, who are we talking about? My future lover?
Yes.
Have you told Fist about this before?
I don't know. I think I think I only said it like twice in the. Oh my. Okay, so I don't know, like 3-4 DM roundtables ago, or no, I think it was after we were out, and I said something like, "Oh, well, I was talking about Grimbo to you, and you were like, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom." I sent Grim a message, and I was like, you know, right now, there's a girl with her pants down thinking about you. And he was like, ugh, I hate you. And then 3 days later, he calls me, and he's like, wait, were you serious that there was a girl thinking about me with her pants down? And I was like, I was serious.
I'm fucking dead.
It took him 3 days to figure out it wasn't a joke.
Oh my god. Man, he's gonna shit himself when I come to New York. I'ma get his ass.
I'm gonna make a voice line out of that, and I'm gonna put it in the server on the soundboard. And every time he joins the chat, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna get his ass.
Yeah.
This is the best ever. Oh God, I can't wait for Emily. I can't wait. I can't wait for all the other Emilys to watch this pod.
I'ma get his ass.
There are many Emilys in our lives, so you have no idea which one I'm talking about. That's good.
Mm. Yeah, I just. You ever need a friend who needs a favor, needs to talk to a woman, or at least a one adjacent to a woman that will, in the same conversation, demasculize them and make them kick their little feet in the air? I'm your girl.
The feeties.
Do you ever want to feel like a pretty princess? And you are 6'2", 250 pounds? Call me up. Size 13 white, so I'm out. What? And yes, I do have a harem. I absolutely do. And it's a hard knock life out here for a dungeon mommy, but I make it work.
It's true. It's true.
I just do my best. And sometimes you have to give your friends some favors. Sometimes that favor is I have not ever spoken to a woman for more than 20 minutes.
It's true. He doesn't have. Grimbo doesn't have that problem.
No, okay, that's good.
One of the other people I met, I guess. Were you Friday at speed dating or Saturday?
I was Friday at speed dating.
Okay, Saturday at speed dating, I made a friend, and then I went to the city, and she met up with us before we went to see Kaiju Big Battle. And I was like, oh, okay, like, I have a chance to, this is going to be great. He's going to be so excited.
Yeah.
And Grumbo he did not take a single breath. He just talked at her for 45 minutes straight.
Oh my God, that's so adorable.
When we sat down to eat, whatever, that finally, like, I had to, like, bridge the gap so that they could both talk. And when we like separated, Grimbo was like, wow, she's really hard to get to talking. And I was like, you have to breathe. just take a breath. Speak. Take a breath. You just gotta take a breath every once in a while.
He's nervous. He can't stop talking.
Lily, no. Chin calls me Gator. He's like, I don't understand. There's so many women around you in your life. You're clearly Gator. You have a bad past.
Whoa.
Like Will Ferrell's character from The Other Guys.
I have a bad past. I'm dying.
My bad past was mostly depression.
That's on period. My bad past was being a hoe. Oh my God. That's on the internet forever. I
hate it here. We were on a roll with such good content, and
now we're here. Now we're here.
Vector Creations comes back. He's like, What the hell happened?
Whoever gets it this far into the video, I'm so sorry. I apologize for being the way I am.
Never apologize for being you.
All right, I take it back. I never say sorry. Oh my gosh. Kirby! I have a phone case of Kirby. It has like 19 Kirbys on it, and I'm obsessed with Kirby, and I love Kirby. I'm going to get a Kirby tattoo one day.
Do you play Kirby in Super Smash Brothers?
I don't play Kirby in Super Smash
Oh,
Brothers.
thank
Most
God.
of the time I'll play, well, first of all, I don't play Super Smash, but I'll play like a Meta Knight or a Sonic and like things like that. Sometimes I'll play a Kirby, but not too often. I like Meta Knight and Sonic the best because those are the characters I know.
That's fair. That's fair. Sonic is an interesting choice, but you know what Sonic's best attack is by far? I just had a conversation with one of my sweet mates from college. We used to play Smash Brothers all the time.
Yeah.
And he sent me a video the other day of this Dr. Mario whooping ass. And he was like, this is what it's like to play with you, except this guy doesn't scream penis enlargement every time he shoots out his stupid pills. And I was like, oh, I remember those good old days. And so when you said Sonic just now, all I can think of is I would make sure to be as fast as fuck because that's Sonic. I would just run around the stage, grab people, and do the down throw and be like, Sonic blowjob, I'm done, bye! Just over and over and over again. Because, like, he puts them on their back and their legs go up and he spin dashes on their crotch. It's for sure a Sonic blowjob.
Yeah, of course. Not casually made Duck Hunt dog. No!
I'll take that.
I mean Wii Fit Trainer, you know.
I played a lot of Wii Fit Trainer.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can play every character up until like Cloud came out, and then I just never picked the game up again.
That's fair. My brother is like a huge Super Smash guy. That's like all him and his wife play. So I play it because of them. But mostly I just played Kirby and the Amazing Mirror back on the Game Boy. That was my very first Game Boy game.
Oh.
So that is how I be knowing Kirby for real.
I have a... If you hang out in the server long enough, I'll say something and someone will send me Kirby, whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, because when we were in college, we were all playing Smash Brothers all the time. And usually the international students would come hang out with us, because it was always with the international students, or a bunch of the girls that we played with would come play with us, and they'd always be like, oh my god, I want to play Kirby, he's so cute, teach me how to play Kirby. And for 4 years straight, I was just fighting 3 plus Kirbys that are just jumping and down being because they won't fucking learn anything over and over and over and over again. So I fucking hate Kirby. Everyone thinks it's like my greatest fear. I don't fear him. I hate him. I don't want to fight him.
Oh my gosh. That's great. But also terrible for you, but for them, great.
I'm glad
I bet they had the time
of their... I guess.
I was about to say, they probably had the time of their lives.
I'm a brick, haha. I've never played Animal Crossing. I feel like Animal Crossing will just give me depression.
I have the New Horizons. I bought a Switch on a whim, and because, like, you know, during COVID, you couldn't find one anywhere. So me and the boys went to Kansas City, and we went to the GameStop there because one of them was looking for a Switch, and they're like, "Yeah, man, we only got 2 left." And he was like, "Oh my god, that's great!" And so, I just sat there and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And so I, on a whim, bought the other one, and then bought Animal Crossing, and then I played it every single day for a year and a half.
And
I missed, like, I'm not joking, like 8 days out of a year and a half. I stayed playing Animal Crossing. I had like tasks that I did every day, and I was like crunching to get that museum going. I was dedicated. I had the time of my life. It was great.
damn.
Yeah. It's a really, really fun game. It's a really fun, cozy game. Like, it's just easy, and you can like take things at like whatever pace, you know?
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, I liked that game.
I look at Animal Crossing almost the same way I look at The Sims, where like obviously I know you can do things in The Sims that you can't do in real life, but I just feel like I don't want the existential dread of just being a regular person. I want to go do something cool.
That's fair. I like being a regular old guy. I make all my D&D characters like regular old guys.
Sometimes you just need that, though. You got to be normal.
The campaign that I just started on, I told you I didn't end up playing a little guy. I played a normal guy. He's decently normal. I accidentally gave him a lot of autism.
Okay, hear me out. Every time your character enters a scene, I need someone in the room to start playing Everyday Normal Guy by Jean Lajoie. I'm just a regular, everyday, normal guy. I poop. What?
He's not a normal. I don't know.
Dang it! Let's go find that line.
Arvin, what is Stitches? Is it a game?
Oh, is it about Stitch?
No, because Stitch, okay. No, I do like Stitch. I am that kind of queer that I like Stitch. I like a cozy game, and I right now I'd be playing no games. I just be playing Dungeons and Dragons, but the last game I played was Guitar Hero. I was like, I need to play Guitar Hero again, and so I played it for like a month straight.
I want to get back into that. I want to get back into Rock Band. I just want to sing. Singing makes me feel
good. I also like singing. I like the singing.
You're pretty good at rapping too. Heard it.
Oh my god. I was like, how'd you know that?
I've seen you on stage, girl.
Oh my god. That is like my go-to karaoke song, though. Which, to fill the people in, is Welcome to My Hood by DJ Khaled. And that is what really solidified Okami and my friendship, because we met at speed dating, but then we went to karaoke, and then I rapped Welcome to My Hood, and they picked the version that did not have the lyrics on it, so I just had to know the lyrics, and thank God I did, or else I would have been so embarrassed that I pissed myself and cried and ran off stage.
I felt so... I don't know if it was your night karaoke or the next night. Someone decided to pick the they picked the Japanese version of the first ending to Inuyasha, but the person who got on stage had never watched Inuyasha in
What?
Japanese. They'd only watched it in English. And it started, and they were like, oh no. And then all us weebs from the back were like, Boku Tachi wa!
Didn't someone do that the first night too?
There was a lot of, I was like, oh, you guys make some weird choices. I'll tell you what.
Oh. Also,
Okay.
I do like stitches.
There used to be, actually, on my Twitch channel, there's, actually, it's on YouTube now too, but like the Okamegakure, like the main people in Okamegakure, I guess you could say the main people, the people who talk the most in Okamegakure, we used to get together on Twitch Sings all the time. We freaking loved, I'm so sad that Twitch Sings went down. It was
What
amazing.
is Twitch Sings?
Twitch had its very own karaoke app. You would make a little avatar, and then you could sing alongside other people who were streaming. You could make little parties, and they would separate the lyrics into teams and stuff. It was so cool. And they were like, you know, licenses are expensive. Bye!
Ah! That is
so
tragic.
Good. We have a ton. If you if you go look on the YouTube channel and some of the past videos, you could look up Twitch Sings, and or just look up on my channel Sings, and there's like 100 videos of us just chilling.
Oh my god, I love that. That actually sounds like so much fun, and like
I would love to. I would love to stream Rock Band, but because it's all actual real music, like it would either immediately get taken down, or if it's on Twitch, it basically just mutes your whole.
Really?
Gartic Phone is really fun.
Oh, I have played that before. I was always curious about things like that. I mean, because I know it's real music, but like I feel like for a place like Twitch, it should be allowed. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was, who was it? It's either Dragon Force or Metallica. They were streaming on their channel, playing their own music, and their stream got muted, and they were like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
That's our music.
Bro. But like, it's a game. Like, they released it for the game, and this is a place where you like stream games. You know? Like, I feel like that should be allowed. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I was thinking immediately, that's just my opinion.
Yeah. But like, I want to play Guitar Hero, and I want to play it on the internet with my friend.
And like, I'm not gonna call anybody out for this, because I've seen many people who normally put up like regular YouTube videos who like start streaming, and then they're like mad that people are talking to them. Like, you're ruining my experience. Like, I don't know what you thought this experience was going to be.
Yeah, no, it's like part of it is like having the community to talk to.
Yeah. What we ruined your experience by participating the way we are supposed to?
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's okay. Bro. One day when I play a scary game, you can come on and participate.
Yeah.
And
you should play scary games alongside Jack DT. DT
Who?
loves to play scary games when he's not streaming porn games and getting banned for it.
Wow, that is something.
The soundboard in our Discord has a clip of him screaming while playing Resident Evil 2.
Ooh. I don't know if I'll play Resident Evil 2 yet. I'm thinking like a classic Five Nights at Freddy's or like a Slender Man.
Ooh.
Something like that.
Hmm.
Some classic. So we'll see. It'll come at some point or another. But I have to, like, stream again, which I haven't done in a second because I'd be busy.
It's really hard to, like, get, I wouldn't say back on track, but, like, it's really hard to pick up streaming again.
Well, I've only done it twice. So there's not really, like, a picking up where I left off moment.
Also very fair.
So I just kind of, like, do it whenever I feel like it. I'm more concerned about other projects in my life.
Ooh, like what? Do you want to share with the class?
I mean, one of them is the podcast with Emily. But
hold on, wait, what time is it? There will be a card in this video right here. Around the 3:04-ish to the Listen to Emily podcast, which you can find here on YouTube. What days of the week do you upload? I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm trying to build a schedule for that.
Fair.
But shit, actually,
Dungeon Mommy and Emily Cubed.
Yeah, we post things and talk about things, and I actually, now that I'm talking about it, I meant to release an episode today, so I have to, like, I should go do that. I have to put it up.
I think. You know what? We've had this stuff on the screen long enough. We're pretty sure you're through it, so we're just gonna.
If you couldn't have read it all by now, I'm sorry that you don't know how to read.
Yeah, so we might pick this up later on. But I do have a bunch of stuff on the agenda for the end of the stream to get through. One of them by far was going to be, check out everybody else's links, but it's just me and Dungeon Mommy here. So if you're on either of the streams, either on Twitch or YouTube, I'm pretty sure you found my links already. So feel free to hit us up anywhere else. Mondays at 8 p.m. EST. Actually, is it EDT or whatever, Eastern time? It's when we stream DM Roundtable. Let me see, what other things do I have to talk about? Oh, I will put the options in the poll for next week's topic. I will put the options for the poll in the chat. I can English. Let me scroll back so I can put them in there. Remember that for 24 hours after the stream ends, there will be a poll running, and you as the community get one vote in the poll, as you are taking the place of the jukebox, who is also in the poll. But your options, I will post them on Twitch first because it's closer to the left. Oh, I've become the announcer from Legend of Korra. Ha ha! And then I will put them in the YouTube chat. You have 24 hours to put in an option, and that will take the jukebox's place in the poll, and that decides what we're going to talk about next week on DM Roundtable.
Yeah. Yeah, what he said.
I'm trying my absolute best. So I have a well, I guess it depends on how you look at it. I have a habit of reading out loud whatever I type, so I'm trying to make sure that I don't do that.
Oh yeah, if you have any, honestly, Arvin, if you have any scary game recommendations, go. You can message me on the Discord. Ooh. But nothing too complicated. I'm not actually good at gaming. I just pretend to be. So anything that is easy. Have I heard of the Hunchback of Notre Dame? Yeah, you ever heard of something called Hellfire? That's my favorite song.
I couldn't tell if that was a joke or not. And then I'm like, oh, maybe we're just really old. Well, I'm really old.
I was about to say, do not group me into really old. I am so freaking youthful. It's bonkers. Definitely not born pre-2000. Never. Couldn't be me.
I was born in the 1900s.
Oh. Don't say 1900s. That sounds disgusting.
I'm just talking about my own decrepit fields.
Decrepit!
I'm just making it full so that I actually remember what I'm doing, because there's way too many times where your boy over here just forgets to make the poll for like 2-3 days. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I want you guys out there in the internet to think that I have my shit together.
You so have your shit together. What are you talking about? You've got this. You've got this.
I'm doing it. I'm really doing it. I almost became Mickey Mouse for no apparent reason.
Also, Claude Farlow, I can respect.
I hate that you can't just copy an old poll and just be like, do it again.
Do it again.
Oh, also, if you guys are in the Okamigakure Discord, pinned comment in general chat is the Okamigakure Plays poll for the month. So every month we're supposed to get together to all play a game together, but like the core Okamigakure members, it's like herding cats, so most of the time we don't actually do it. But we do run a poll from the 1st to the 15th of every month to see what 4+ player game we'll get together and play. And if you couldn't tell, it is the 15th now, but there is currently a tie, so we push it back to the 16th and encourage people to vote. So if you guys would like to vote in the poll to hopefully break the tie for tomorrow, maybe we'll have a different winner tomorrow. Please do.
Vote or something.
Yes, do your civic duty. Yes, duty. Haha, duty.
You said duty.
I sure did.
We've done it.
I love it when people do their civic duty. Oh no, you really did say you're simping for Frollo. But he's evil and a racist.
But you know what? Sometimes you love an evil racist.
I don't know if I can condone that here.
I also don't know if I can condone that, but you know what? The heart wants what it wants.
Oof. Oof, the hard truths. Oh, I definitely skipped some options in there. What did I do? I was like, this is not right. Nope, 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 nope. I messed up the poll. Oh, I see. I'm gonna get this. I swear.
You've got this, buddy.
I'm making it happen.
Wee woo wee woo wee woo. Oday, 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 oday.
There we go. One left. What's last? Oh, races.
Oh no. Speaking of nerdy karaoke.
Oh, you have my attention.
The new nerd bar that opened up in my city is having nerd karaoke this Saturday.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
They said Bob's crazy nerdy karaoke every third Saturday of the month.
Oh, Castle Crashers is winning? Hell yes. It's true. Yo, Fist, do you want to play Star Wars Hunters after this?
What?
Oh, sometimes I wish make life easy. It would definitely make life easier. I think everyone should have a real good sugar parent. That's a really weird thing to say. Also a weird thing to condone on DM Roundtable over.
I support a sugar parent. My lifelong dream is to be a sugar parent. But I don't have the funds. That's a very unrealistic thing for me.
Oh, I believe you can. One day you'll have disposable income, right? Won't we all? Star Wars Hunters is a hero shooter that they only released on mobile and Switch. And like I can't understand why they would be like, yes, hero shooters. The Switch, that's where it belongs.
Yeah. Of course. Duh. What is Iron Fist talking about? Vids of Colombian women riding horses.
This one I actually don't know.
Oh. Maybe this one's just for me.
I need to get Fist, you and Ace need to start DMing each other some of the videos you find. You guys found some stuff in the same genre lately, and Ace is the only other person I know that ever hangs out in that specific genre.
Oh. I don't. I'm unsure of the genre.
I don't remember horses. I think I would remember horses.
I like horses.
Are you a horse girl? Or a horse
Okay,
girl?
listen, I'm not a horse girl, but I did tell my mom once, I said, if you had exposed me to horses one too many times in my childhood, I would have become a horse girl. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's just the way it be.
It's just the way it be.
Sometimes that's what you need.
Arvin, you've got it. You got it. As soon as I got... once I have sugar, it'll come your way, baby.
Oh, Fist is in the Twitch chat. I don't remember Colombian women riding horses.
Well,
this is something I should remember.
I feel like this is something I should just Google. Let me just Google it.
You're about to destroy usage history like Fitz did.
Eh. It would just the best horse. The YouTube says the best horseback riding is in oh. For the children out there watching, don't look this up. This is adult content. This should be illegal, actually. I'm distracted now. I have to save this for later.
All right,
Big-
y'all. I think on that note, we've given you a lot to look up. And I'm pretty sure when the other DMs awake from their slumber, they're going to be like, what the hell happened? And I'm okay with that.
I feel like whenever I come on, I just anything we're ever talking about, I just go, "Ah!" You know? I feel like that's what I'm the bestest at.
I just saw a first time chatter. Oh my god.
Oh, is it me?
Yes. Oh my god. Hello.
I was just
Hi.
I was just telling Iron Fist, thank you for the video recommendation.
A first time chatter. Hi. Hi.
Hi, Buffy.
This is just how excited we get when people come and chat. But if you're,
Oh, whoa.
I learned this a long time ago, where like the etiquette as the streamer is to like not like, yeah, you'd love it if the people who were lurking chatted and what have you, but if they're lurking, let them lurk. Don't bother them. And I've been seeing, I have a lot of friends who are starting to stream now, and like they'll open their user list and they'll like call out each person that's been lurking, and then I just like watch their chats disappear. I'm like, don't do that. They don't like that.
No,
they're lurking
they don't
for
want
a reason.
Yeah, they don't want to be called out. Don't call them out.
So I do want to say though, thank you to all the lurkers who are out there in the chat. I may have gone through some of your channels while we were talking. But I wouldn't be like, talk to me, please.
Arvin, you make me blush. You make me blush.
So happy for you, man. You have your D&D crew already.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Fist into some D&D game, and
Whoa.
I'm hoping that at some point I have enough time to run my aforementioned B and C teams. And I think that would be great because most of them are like people who have either never played a TTRPG or have played like one time. And they're like, oh my god, I feel like I'd have so much fun if you were running the game for me. And I've always been like, yeah, I want to run a game for you, but I never have time to run a game. I want to, though. But I actually think Grim is going to be the first DM for you, Fist. He really wants to run a campaign for you. Just remember to tell him you're new. If he gives you a sheet that's like 75 pages long, it's going to mean nothing to you. And he's also not going to explain it because that's not the kind of person he is.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Tell him to keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
But yeah, I'm gonna tell the rest of the DMs in the roundtable chat that you said, Arvin, we should just write a book with all our ideas for stuff. I think it'd be cool if every once in a while, like what DM Lacara has suggested, like one of the Patreon or the member rewards is like you give us an item or like a background or something, and me or the rest of the group, like we come up with a story for it, or like a where this thing would be, or why this thing would be, that kind of thing. I think that would be pretty cool, actually. And that's a good way to like contribute to the community as well. I wanna make sure that you guys get stuff too. I love that it says message retracted. Not like message deleted or anything. They're sounding so like official.
Retracted. Can't have it.
But thank you guys and gals and other pals for hanging out in the chat and talking about D&D and other things. Thank you for coming into the server. If you've come into the server for the first time tonight and stopping by and chatting with us, I'm not big on, like, I can't stand when there's a whole bunch of games I follow where they're like, oh, if you want any meaningful updates, you're going to have to join our Discord server. Listen to this channel, listen to this channel. I'm like, nah. But if you just want to chat, feel free to come into a Kagakure and just chat with us.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna gatekeep information in the server. There's no point in me doing that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we will be back next week at 8, probably with more DMs. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll find out.
We will see.
But until then, I hope you all have some fun. Remember, there's going to be links and a card in the YouTube video for Dungeon Mommy's podcast, but you can look up Listen to Emily. Check that out. You can, if you're on Twitch, you can scroll down to the bottom of the screen, and there's like a million freaking links that no matter what order I put them in, they're never in the same lines within their columns, and it really makes me angry. And sometimes I spend like 45 minutes trying to make them line up, and it doesn't work, and I just give up. So that's why you might notice some of the links change spaces sometimes. That's me trying to make everything even because I'm OCD, but it doesn't work. If you're on YouTube, you can go to the description of the video and click the card. The card's like the same thing as a link tree, except it's supposed to be for creative folks. And I feel like I'm more creative than professional. So I went with card, but you can find all my links there. Oh, and in the description, there's also going to be a link to Dungeon Mommy's Instagram, because that's one of the things you gave me as a link. That's on all the videos you're in as well.
Oh, shucks.
So follow
I'm out
us,
here.
Come chat.
Yeah.
You out here?
I'm out here. We out here.
Streets?
In these streets.
I love it. I love you all. Okay, bye. Maybe next week we'll get more done. I don't know. Probably not. Bye, everybody. See you in the server if you're going to come hang out with us.
Yeah.